true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The Edmonton Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets ready for the rematch of a game that was played 5 months ago, and that man was only around for about 30 minutes. He and the Oilers did not have it that night. Skinner removed after giving up 5 goals on 13 shots. Much better days lately, including a sharp performance in Madison Square Garden on Sunday when he outdueled Igor Shesterkin. At the other end is the guy who's having the best year by a country mile in the National Hockey League in that. He's Connor Hellebuck. He leads in wins, goals against, save percentage, and shutouts. 1 of his 6 came in that opening night bagel against Edmonton. 30 stops. Darnell Nurse will lead the contingent of Oilers to start the game. Nurse has been a stalwart all year long.
Don't adjust your headsets, ladies and gentlemen. That says Leon Draisaitl is the starting goalie for the Edmonton Oilers. Hate to tell you guys, Leon Draisaitl is out. He is day to day with an lower body injury. Hello, Trucker.
Adam Henrique and Max Jones, essentially the 4th line out as your starting lines, brought to you by Scotiabank, believing there's a place for all Canadians in Canada's game.
And Jack, it was this 3rd line of the Winnipeg Jets that really killed Edmonton in the first game of the season. 3 of the first
The last
goals,
game these two played against each other was October 9th. Oilers' first game, 6-0 win for the Jets. These are not those Oilers. Those are not those Jets.
Winnipeg's steady presence on the back end, having another
Jones, Henrique, and Kapanen. That's a 4th line I want to keep an eye on. Good evening, Dan.
Second game back, coming off the 6th 3-point game of his career in Edmonton's 7-1 shellacking of Utah on Tuesday night, the same night as Gene talked about. Winnipeg was thumped 6-2 by Vancouver. It's the first time Hellebuck had given up 5 goals since mid-November. Bouchard tracks down a dump in. Winnipeg changing it up. Jets a modest 5-4-1 over their last 10, but they've built a huge lead in the ultra-competitive Central Division. 9 points, and they got a big win head-to-head against Dallas last week to kind of seemingly put the wraps on a division title. Cole Perfetti will shoot it in from the red line.
Nice thinking here on Perfetti on Bud Colson and a great backtrack.
And as Bud Colson clears, it's going to be touched up by the recently acquired Luke Shen, and Edmonton to the power play.
Edmonton power play? Okay. Good evening. How are you?
To battle for the puck, and Perfetti on the way back down the ice.
Perfetti, shush. Go to the box. You did it. Go to the box.
The stick comes up and clips him
2 minutes for you, Goon.
And you're going to see it right here. The finish of the check, and right there, the stick comes up, and just a little tap in the face area of Podkolzin, and that's the penalty. Here's the hit by Jones I was talking about on Big Adam Lowry. He's such an important piece of this Winnipeg Jets team. First power play, Edmonton.
Off the draw, It's Bouchard and Nugent Hopkins down low. Connor McDavid rolling up top. Without Leon Draisaitl, Jeff Skinner gets a chance on the first power play unit, as well as playing with McDavid and Hyman 5-on-5. It's clubbed down the right-hand side by Dylan DeMello. Winnipeg's been a little shaky on special teams lately. A strength all season long. They've given up a power play goal in 4 of their last 5 games. Here's McDavid. Without Draisaitl, the team leader with 9 on the power play this year, but it's bumped off his stick and cleared routinely by Dylan Sandberg. Oiler power play brought to you by Play Alberta. Power up your play with 400+ casino games and 100 free spins. Only at Play Alberta. McDavid walks in and dishes off to Skinner. Winnipeg able to dislodge the puck, and Luke Shen will rifle it down the middle. And Louis, we're seeing evidence of why some teams will tell you we don't want a power play in the first couple minutes.
Just get the feet
Could be a
going,
great game. Should be a great game.
That were there to be made just quick ones, but if you don't make them quick and clean, it's down there. It's good penalty killing by the Jets to get across that line and really prevent a clean entry at one of the best entry teams in the league with McDavid.
And over Utah, the Oilers' 40th of the season, 40-24-4. And again, depending on other results tonight, Vegas and LA both playing, Edmonton can move back into a first place tie. There was 7 points down just a couple of days ago. Corey Perry tried to spin it back to Nurse, and as the power play draws down to 20 seconds, Victor Arvidsson will start up ice. He scored in back-to-back games at the game winner at Madison Square Garden on Sunday. Trying to contain down low is Adam Henry. Did well to keep the zone along with Arvidsson. Nurse breaks loose and shoots off the side of the net. That's going to be grabbed and cleared by Brandon Tanev.
A whole lot of nothing happening on that power play for the Oilers.
A popular player and certainly one familiar to the core group of this Jet squad. Knocked away by Sandberg, but a steal by Henrique.
Henrique shoots it 8 feet wide, though. If you're going to take that shot, got to get it going.
Snap out of a prolonged dry spell offensively.
Well, that's good for the Leafs.
One of a host of Jets having what seems to be
happy to hear that about Leafs winning that game.
Scheifele will drag it in.
We'll get into all that information.
Both top 5 in the league in goal scoring. Cleared ahead, Matthias Janmark tried to center for Connor Brown. That was broken up by Colin Miller of the Jets. And he'll fling it down deep. The other key for Winnipeg, Louis, as I see it, is, you know, a lot of teams, when they have big years, they've been healthy. Brown trying to center, that was deflected. Very healthy. A drive by Ekholm sent wide. A lot of continuity with this group. No major offseason acquisitions. Tanev and Shen at the deadline.
Case in point, you go back to October 9th, the first game for both teams to start this regular season is essentially the same lineup for the Jets.
Yeah, good for them.
With the exception of 2 players.
Janmark knifed it in front.
What's their playoff success look like, though, there, buds?
On Sunday, Louis, we saw a Ranger team that had 10 different players from when we saw them in November.
There you go. That's the big difference right there.
Here's Skinner, 3-on-2. Wrist shots.
Scores! Jeffrey Skinner! 1-0 Oilers! Top line Skinner.
And as I continue, you know they get sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, son, it's just like a boy.
For Jeff, and a big goal for the Oilers early on. After a power play, they don't generate a high-quality chance on net. To come out and get the 1-0 lead is huge. First goal is
second shot, 1 goal. But Hellebuck's garbage, right, folks?
Point by you, of course, shut out 6-0 on opening.
You're not wrong, Epic. Leave him there. That's where he should be. I love it. That's where he should be. He is a top 6 player. I don't think Knobloch can bench him. In fact, I know Knobloch's not going to bench him. Got some information last night. His 12th goal of the season.
Victor Arvidsson on the puck for Edmonton. Nugent Hopkins ripped on net by Kulak, and a block shot and a painful one by Dylan DeMello, who's been a workhorse for the Jets for the last several years. But Louis, he's laboring to get.
It's been a minute since I was able to talk to my boy, who is my information, my source, my inside man, as you would say. Had a quick 5-minute conversation with him. Draisaitl is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Kane might come back sooner rather than later. Klingberg is healthy. They just got to find a spot for him to play. That's offside.
Guys step up at the right times.
Puck deflects out of play. Edmonton, a terrific start.
Apparently that's unassisted. I don't know too much about that. Also, in case you guys didn't know, McDavid is the only player in NHL history to get 3 points in one game against 32 teams. Dal, they're how do I say this without stepping on Knobloch's toes and making him look like a fall guy? I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm just going to come out and say the elephant in the room. Elephant in the room is Knobloch doesn't like Jeff Skinner, right? We all know Knobloch is not a fan of him. He doesn't like the way he plays, doesn't like his size, doesn't like his... You pick the narrative you want to put in there. Well, Stan Bowman, over this last road trip on the East Coast, and Jeff Jackson sat down with Knobloch, and they said, what was the point of us going out and signing Jeff Skinner? Not just this year, but next year, if you're going to play him on the third, fourth line, or not even have him in the lineup at all. We want to see him in the top 2 pairs, in the top 6. And if he still fails to produce, and he still fails to do the good things right, then yes, do what you will. But if he's producing, and he's doing the little things right, there's no need for him to be sitting. Basically, mom and dad sat down the little boy and said, hey, you do what you put him in. He's in. He's producing. Yes, the controversy in Edmonton today. If you're watching on Sportsnet, thank you, Diane. You know who that is for Canadians. If you don't know who that is, no, Skinner also has a 2-year deal. I believe. I might be wrong on that.
And the Edmonton Oilers looking...
you may be right on that. I thought he signed a 2-year deal as well. I thought him and Arvidsson both signed 2 years. But hey, that's even better for the Oilers.
He said, this is an important game, an important start for me. I was psyched for opening night.
Yes, fact check me on that. I thought it was 2. I could be wrong. The Oilers have so many players coming and going this offseason. It's like, what is that, a carousel of players coming and going.
In the Western Conference, and they're vying for the President's Trophy. So when you watch another team that beat you like they did Game 1, do what they've done all year long, you've been waiting for this kind of game. And Edmonton comes out flying in the first period against the 1-0 lead.
No, like I said, I could be wrong. You could be. You're probably right. I will lead to your expertise on that. My expertise on knowledge for contracts is up there with knowing what a Zululu is. If you know what a Zululu is, you're one of very few people. Yeah. It's because he's on a playoff contender. He's going to make the playoffs for the first time in his NHL career. He ain't going nowhere. Wallman. Good fight with Connor.
And he takes it from Wallman. And now Mark Scheifele going to work. Velarde. Morrissey is shot redirected off the shaft.
But you could absolutely be right. You're the guy I go to with the contract stuff, because you seem to know a lot more about that stuff than I do. What a big save by Skinner. Huge save by Skinner there.
Skinner got a piece of Connor's high slot deflection the first time. Morrissey a shot blocked by Bouchard, and Edmonton under duress here. Jeff Skinner, the man who
not wrong.
Can't get it out. Velarde having a career year. 27 goals, 61 points coming in. Coughs it up. McDavid to Bouchard. Hyman off the rush. Denied by Hellebuck. Rebound, slap shot.
Skinner almost gets his second goal of the period. Wow. Tell me he's not a top-line player. Thank you, Chucker. See, guys, I love when you guys fact-check me. I really do. I don't get mad about that. If I say something offbeat and stupid, check me on it. Absolutely check me on it. I will never, ever bat 100%. Ever. Thank you, guys. I totally appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. For all you guys that are new here, my name is Matt for Oilers Fan Reaction. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, push the subscribe button. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. Greatly appreciate your business. We are a family more than we are anything else. I greatly appreciate everybody. Tune in tonight after the stream. I will be doing a shot, a toast. One of our members' fathers has passed away, and it is his 5-year death anniversary, I guess you could call it. And I'm gonna do a shot in his honor. They asked me if I would. I said, you know what? Absolutely.
But his shot sails high and wide. All of a sudden, the seam open there, and he took it. Colin Miller. Line change for the
Yeah, Diane, you're not wrong. He needs out of Chicago real bad.
Kapanen scoops up a loose stick as Henry kicks it back to Troy Stetcher. Up the left-hand side and out from Jake Walton. This may be icing against Edmonton, and there's the goal.
And that is icing against the Oilers.
The Oilers leading 1-0.
1-0 Edmonton on the scoring touch of Jeff Skinner.
The second one misses wide. Just a good look by Shen to find that one, and then this one here, the blast by Skinner. Is this tricky?
Hey, that's okay. The Kings can win. Oilers win. We're now tied ahead of Vegas even in the standings. Vegas loses tonight. Oilers win. We're happy, 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 happy.
Which in turn set up Bouchard. Cross icer. Deflected by Wallman a second time.
Wallman with another block shot.
Shifley.
Baby Bedard.
Oh. Kyle Connor. Shot comes from a sharp angle. Stopped by Skinner against DeMello. And whipped up to Kasperi. Kapanen shakes off a check.
What a play
Shifley
by Kapanen there.
Gets it down deep. Adam Henrique looking to finish his check. Morrissey tied up with Kapanen. Springing on the puck is McDavid. 4th in the league in the scoring.
McDavid kind of handcuffed Wallman there. You got to be better there, McDavid. Got to be better there.
Who's top 5 in both goals and points. Now it's Shifley. Shot Sandberg. Whistle wide. Rebound comes out to Connor. Boy, he's been around it. Hasn't cashed in yet. Shifley ran into Kapanen, who rolls it over to Wallman. The outlet on target. And now played ahead by Perry. McDavid gains the line. Beautiful look. Perry shoots.
Ooh, that would have been a pretty goal by Corey Perry, though.
What a good defensive play. Shen gets there just at the right moment. He was picking high corner on that one. Perry from the slot.
You're not wrong, Renegade. He'll be loyal to that team. Well, if that's the team that can give him the 8-year deal, right?
Remind me that he did not play a game for the Penguins, so he doesn't want to be known as 10-team Luke Shen. Just 9.
Only 9.
Here's Colin
Because what's the difference between 9 and 10? I don't know.
9
9 teams for Luke Shen. Technically 10, but he never played a game with Pittsburgh. He was transactional paper only. Paper transaction.
Big hit on Fleury. Levied by Yanmark. Skinner will play it up the left-hand side. Not out. A drive. And
block shot by Bouchard. That one stung his ankle.
Where you'd ideally block a
That's
shot.
kind of sucky for Bouch.
Trying to rake it out of there, Brandon Tanev, and the puck rolled free and finally was cleared by Yanmark.
8 minutes left to go in this fast-paced first period. 1-0 Edmonton.
Work off a dump in. Stetcher first on it for the Oilers. 8 minutes to go in a rapidly moving first period. With Edmonton
Shots are 4-2 for the Oilers.
Jeff Skinner off the rush upstairs on Hellebuck. Rebound.
Jeff Skinner unassisted.
Oilers playing without Leon Draisaitl. Only the 6th game he's missed, Louis, in the last 7 years.
Only 6th game in 7 years he's missed. Man, what a workhorse.
All game long, he's in the traffic and just a durable, tough player.
Kulak to Stetcher. Wrist shot sails wide. Kulak steps up. One of the attributes that I think...
You're not wrong, Epic. You're not wrong.
Their durability. They just don't miss games.
They don't want to.
If it was up to Draisaitl, he would have played tonight, but the betterment of playoffs. That's hit with a high stick.
As opposed to an actual injury. Puck play with a high stick will return to Rogers' place in just a moment. Edmonton up 1-0 thanks to that guy.
I forget that 95% of you viewers are from I honestly forget that 95% of you viewers are in America or living in America right now. You're not wrong. He needs help in a bad way. And I think they tried to do too much in year one of his contract. Year one as a rookie. Getting Hall, getting Foligno, getting... I know they got another big name there, too, to help him. And it just didn't work out. Hate to say it, but Taylor Hall doesn't like rookies. He doesn't gel well with them. Hey, Stuart. How's it going? I think we have 14. This is game 69. So 82 is the end of the season. 13, including this one. Yep, he was. So you'd think he'd understand the pressures that the rookies go through. They are best friends for life.
And had that little seam and buried it. Here's the shot block by Bouchard, and he knows he's standing right in front of his goaltender, so he turns the skate sideways. That one stung him. He would have a little conversation on the bench, but is on the bench still to my right, and looks like he's no worse for wear, so shrug that one off.
I say that he doesn't like playing with rookies because he played with Connor McDavid. It didn't work out.
You used to always joke it's only rubber. That's right. But it can hurt.
Yep, you're not wrong.
It can hurt.
Well, you put yourself
2 back-to-backs still to go.
Yes.
In their 13 games remaining, 12 after this, they got 2 sets of back-to-backs, so 4 games that are going to be back-to-back. Like, that's ridiculous. This team has so many back-to-backs this year. I honestly think the Oilers have more back-to-backs than any other team in NHL this year.
Here's a shot by Wallman. Deflected high in the
Oh my goodness, Connor McDavid just hits the post.
That beat Hellebuck. Just caromed off iron.
Oh, postseason Hellebuck is showing up early. Let's go, boys. 6 minutes left to go in the first period. 1-0 Edmonton. 5-2 are the shots for the Oilers. Oilers are 0 for 1 on the power play. Jeff Skinner got the goal. Unassisted, it still says, but we will see.
To prove it wasn't a fluke, they won 11 in a row. About 6 weeks later, shot off the rush and a bury on the rebound. Cole Perfetti.
And just like that, Winnipeg scores because our defense gives up the blue line.
Perfetti has tied the game with his 15th.
Well, this line the other night in the 6-2 loss versus the Vancouver Canucks created a lot. And Oilers scored a goal, and this line was buzzing. And here, after that chance, hitting the crossbar.
Drive-by with domestic.
That's on Hyman not playing defense, guys. Fuck's sakes, Hyman. Oilers forwards got to learn how to take the late man. 1-1 score. Perfetti's 15th of the season.
For 5-hole right on the stick. It's pretty hard to play. Now Skinner could have reacted to it a little bit quicker. I do believe that the traffic there maybe caused him just to stiffen up, try and make the save first and foremost instead of trying to control it. And more often than not, that kind of a rebound that far is going to be safe. But Perfetti coming in late, buried.
Reverse hit on Matt
and
Jones.
reverse hit gets a penalty now.
It's going to be a penalty against Edmonton here. Here's the Jets have just tied the game. Assists to Sandberg and Ehlers on Perfetti's 15th. And now the extra attacker out there, Kapanen, will touch up. And Jones, who's back in the lineup after a couple of scratches.
That's not a penalty, ref.
Trudge to the sin bin. Sandberg shot, kicked right to Perfetti. Ties the game. Winnipeg.
That's not a terrible rebound. No, that's not a terrible rebound.
Raptors, Warriors, tonight on Sportsnet 1. Look at that.
That's the type of rebound you want. Kick it to the side, it goes up the boards 9 times out of 10. What he was playing there was he was playing the guy streaking down the middle for a tip. That's why he overcommitted and he had to kick his right leg out like that. He was playing for the tip in front. That's not on Skinner at all. The fact that he made that first save, I'll give him props for that. That's on a defense backing up and giving the blue line, and then the third winger coming back and just not back checking. Yeah, you're not wrong, Epic. 13 back-to-back games this year. Who's the team that has second most back-to-back games? I don't even think that team's in double digits, to be honest with you. It just seems like this team plays like 2 back-to-backs a month. Well, regardless of how we feel about it, it's 1-1 Jets and Oilers. Cole Perfetti. Oh, I'm sure social media is all over Skinner for it. That's not a penalty, ref. If that's a penalty, that's stupid. That's so stupid. That's a penalty.
This period brought to you by James H. Brown.
I'm sorry, but if that's a penalty, you better call every forward that reverse hits in NHL history.
Winnipeg power play has been tops all year. Stuart Skinner trying to stare them down. Jets at 31%. It's been a little quiet the last 5 games.
You know what? As it stands right now, you could see 4 Canadian teams in the final, as the Final Four standing.
With 12, Scheifele 10.
Can you imagine that?
Kyle Connor with 9.
Nothing.
A lot of weapons. Scheifele walks it in. Taken by Ekholm, and then
big save by Skinner there.
And Stuart Skinner decided to scoop it up.
Get in that position where it's pretty hard to make that play because there's players barreling down on you, so you don't want to.
5.5 minutes left to go in the first period. 5-4 shots for Winnipeg. 1:54 left to go in the power play for Winnipeg.
The goaltending has been there as well.
Sorry, 1:34. My bad. Can't read properly.
Winnipeg's power play up 12% from a year ago. 18% last year, nearly 31% this year.
Your buddy Davis Payne.
That's right.
Our buddy. Old teammate of mine.
Absolutely.
For a brief period of time, but one of the true characters in the game.
Hellebuck to knock it down. He was assistant on Daryl Sutter's staff when LA won its second Stanley Cup.
Oilers have killed the last 14 power plays against.
Last couple of years in Ottawa.
4:50 left to go in the first period.
As an assistant, Kyle Connor,
down the puck,
at the Edmonton
the ice goes.
Quickly driven down the ice by Kulak, and the first power play unit will come off. 50 seconds to go on the penalty to Jones. Colin Miller to Perfetti, who just scored to tie the game. Hopped over a stick. Kapanen has a man, and it was Podkolzin. The pass was late coming. Podkolzin finishes a big hit.
Where's the penalty there, ref? 4 Jets just jumped on Podkolzin and no call. I guess you're allowed to him. It's not entirely true what you say about Bettman. Florida was a strong team and Bobrovsky was playing out his mind force.
Hard ram up the boards and out, and Winnipeg's power play drained further. Down to 15 seconds. Iafallo. Perfetti. Niederreiter.
I get what you're saying, Renegade. I just don't think the best team won this cup last year. I think the Oilers were a better team last year.
So Winnipeg unable to take advantage of the power play. And as we
if you take all things away and all things considered, Florida had a lot more chances on the power play and had a lot more benefit of the doubt of not getting a call, which you gotta expect when it's playoff American versus playoff Canadian.
And on to Darnell Nurse. Wrist shot off the rush, floats high and wide.
I was just looking at the standings yesterday, and we have not Florida, we have Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg, all in the playoffs.
Some good battles with Darnell Nurse over the years, hasn't he?
As it stands right now, we could see an Edmonton, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vancouver Western Conference final. An Ottawa, Toronto, or an Ottawa, Montreal Western Conference final. Wouldn't that be just amazing to see? Oh, bad pinch by the Oilers defenseman.
Here's Velarde, hits the trailer. Morrissey back in front. Stuart Skinner flashed out that stick at the last second to bump it away from Velarde.
Great point by you, partner. It seems that way early, doesn't it, for McDavid?
Absolutely.
He's brought the puck to the net multiple times already.
Well, and he's also got goals in back-to-back
What a dirty
games.
trip.
Feeling it. Scored a big one in New York. And again against Utah. That puck looked to crawl outside the line. And
What a dirty trip.
Offside against Shannon and the Jets.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation.
Yeah, you're not wrong,
50/50
clown.
presented by
Not
Rogers, is
wrong.
back for another record-breaking season. Support communities across.
I just hate how I watch so much hockey that it's predictable come playoff time.
Perfect in the last 5 games. In this attempt here, the little redirection by Podkolzin, and a hard pass by Kapanen, and the big check in the corner goes to work against 4 guys, as you mentioned.
No, absolutely they did.
The clock.
They have to, though. I'd much rather you put the whistles away for both teams in a playoff game of Game 7 than call everything.
3 games he hadn't scored before Thursday.
Pick your
versus
poison.
Utah, but the penalty killing and that effort right there tells you those are the kind of things that really build confidence in a younger player. You know you have a role, you have a purpose, you're out there grinding. And
I'm not saying the Oilers are the only ones that have back-to-backs all the time. It's just we got to have some sort of better schedule balance.
The Jets will break out. Perfetti a little bit too far for Nick Ehlers. Stetcher, the outlet for Arvidsson. Edmonton on the counterattack with 100 seconds to go in the period. Game tied at 1.
Minute and a half left to go in the first period. 1-1 is the score.
Middle of the ice. It eluded Arvidsson, and here come the Jets' top unit players. Scheifele hopped over the stick of Connor. Jones cut off. Colin Miller there into the feet of Scheifele. And he'll regain now in his 12th year with the Winnipeg Jets.
Yes, how many does Toronto and Vegas have? That's the true question.
In points and maybe goals. Career high is 42. He's got 35 right now.
4 Nation refs were great.
Pitchforking it in from center. As we hit a minute to play. Miller under pressure. Turned it over. Henrique centers. And that was knocked off Bouchard's stick. Adam Henrique with his father-in-law.
You're not
Steve
wrong at all.
Thomas. Great former NHLer. I think of him as a villain, of course. As Islanders.
Renegade, you're missing the point. I know you're American, Renegade. I'm understanding you're American.
I don't know how much you played against him, but
stayed with him a bit in the summertime as well. So I've known Stumpy for a while. And
like that's why I can't say too much, because I got to remember that there's a lot of American viewers on this channel that don't understand what it is like to be a Canadian fan of any Canadian fan base. How can I say this to somebody that, like, and this isn't just me picking on anybody, this is me generalizing. Whenever there's a Canadian team versus an American team, I will bet the American team winning 10 out of 10 times. Since 1994, I will bet the American team to win 10 out of 10 times. It's just,
point streak coming to an end.
and I will bet that, and I will bet my house
David has scored in 12 straight games.
ever since
4 goals,
escrow
18 points over
and
that stretch, and he's got 4 shot attempts already
all
tonight.
this other crap started in
Gonna dial it up here
2018,
with 10 seconds to go in the period.
I will bet my house the American teams are going to go back-to-back finals more than a Canadian team will ever make a final.
In front, broken up by Tanev at the horn. And the Oilers and the Jets in a
Renegade, the reason why I say that Gary Bettman will favor an American team more than a Canadian team, and he wants 2 American teams in the finals. You guys may not know this, but TV revenue in Canada doesn't go to the NHL and doesn't go to the American teams. So in the playoffs, when you have 2 American teams, they make all that revenue and they make all that money for the escrow and the players and all that. But whenever there's a Canadian team in the finals, that escrow gets chopped in half and the TV ratings and the TV revenue gets chopped in half. So I hate to make it about money and I hate to make it about the players making their escrow back, but the fact is that's the truth. That's why you'll see 2 American teams in a final more than you'll see 1 Canadian team in a final against an American team. You will never see 2 Canadian teams in a final as long as Gary Bettman is the commissioner of the NHL. Because he cares too much about escrow and he cares too much about the bottom line and revenue. And when you have 2 Canadian teams in the final, that's no revenue for American teams. Because that's Sportsnet making money, not ESPN, TNT, or now Prime. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I understand from a wide scope of things, we can't say that Bettman doesn't like Canadians and he doesn't favor the American over the Canadian teams. I can understand outside looking in, absolutely. But that Vancouver series being the one-off. What?
I'm going to go and get a couple of Dr. Peppers.
Okay, go get Pepper. Bye. Take that gremlin with you.
You want to go for Carway?
Bye. Go for a car ride. She's like, no, she mean to me. That'd be cool to see. Absolutely, it would be cool to see 2 Canadian teams in a final. But then you'd see a Reagan. You would see Gary Bettman put it in his notice that he's no longer commissioner of the NHL. Anyways, let's check out the out-of-town scoreboard. Apparently there's like 7 games going on right now. Crazy as that is. What is it, a Thursday night and everybody's playing hockey? Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. 14 games going on a Thursday night. "3-2 make it a final. Capitals over the Philadelphia Flyers. 2-1 Islanders over the Montreal Canadiens. Just starting the third period. Halfway through the third period, Blues 3, Canucks 2. Boo. After 2, Ducks 3, Predators 1. After 2, Lightning 2, Stars 2. Early in the second period, Kings 2, Blackhawks nothing. After 1, Jets 1, Oilers 1. Goals by Confetti and Skinner. After 1, Utah Hockey Club 1, Sabres nothing. Game still yet to be underway. Bruins are in Vegas at 8 o'clock start. 15-minute puck drop from now. And the Carolina Hurricanes are in San Jose. Make it a final. 5-1 Colorado over the Senators. 5-3 Flames over the Devils. 4-3 Maple Leafs over the Rangers. And 1-0 shutout in overtime. Florida Panthers over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Oy vey. One game tomorrow, the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yes, because that makes sense. Shots on goal, 5-4 for the Winnipeg Jets. Face-off percentage, 58% to 41% for the Jets. Both teams are 0 for 1. Hits 7-3 for the Oilers. Block shots 10-5 for the Jets. Giveaways 10 for the Jets, 4 for the Oilers. Takeaways 3 for the Oilers, 2 for the Jets. Now that you got it good and understood, let's go Oilers. How did it go? Shit and shit here. At least it's 1-1, and neither team scored on their power play. Jets are a good team. Oilers are a good team. I expect a battle. I expect a good old-fashioned Donnybrook type of a game. Again. As far as that goal, I was a Flames employee at that time. Yeah, I hate to admit that. I hate admitting that that happened. It wouldn't have counted because it was a kick-in. We got to remember that was back in the days where anything off your foot didn't count. You had to put English, first language. You had to put the puck in the net with your stick, and only your stick. You couldn't put your leg out and have it ricochet off your leg. You couldn't kick at it. You couldn't indirect kick it. It had to be your stick and your stick only. Remember back in those days with the rules the way they were? I don't think that puck... I honestly think that it went in the net, but I don't think it would have counted anyways as a... Yes, yes. Yeah, it was a while ago. It's... yeah. Stories I could tell. Stories I could tell. No, that's absolutely true. But you also remember that happened in the second period. The Flames still had one period and one whole game after that to get the win. That was my gripe back then to Flames. Like, I would have loved it, even though I'm an Oilers fan. I would have loved for the Flames to have won that cup and brought the cup back to Canada. But then again, who knows what happens to Tampa Bay after that? I wish I could tell you I was gathering intelligence. I can tell you one thing for certain. Mika Kiprusoff is a different breed of person. Mika Kiprusoff is a different breed of person. I was born an Oilers fan. I was raised an Oilers fan. Well, I was raised to be a Maple Leaf fan. My dad's a Maple Leaf fan. My grandpa's a Maple Leaf fan. My great-grandpa was a Maple Leaf fan. I'm an Oilers fan, born in Saskatchewan in the 1980s. So you had 4 teams to cheer for. The Oilers, the Flames, the Canadiens, or the Maple Leafs. I don't speak French, so it wasn't going to be the Canadiens. I don't like the Maple Leafs, so it wasn't going to be Toronto. I don't like Toronto, it wasn't going to be Toronto. So I had the Oilers and the Flames. And I liked this young kid named Glenn Anderson, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier. Oh, Nick, it was so much more than that. Like, okay, I'll give you a quick story. I'll give you a quick story. My job was locker room attendant. I never got to talk to the players. I was never allowed to high-five the players. In all intents and purposes, I cleaned the locker rooms. I was a janitor. I wasn't allowed in the locker room or in the facility of the players' area until all the players were gone. Any hoosies. So I'm not going to blow smoke up your pants and say, hey, I got to shake hands with Joe McGinley and Jell and all those guys. No. I barely met them. I probably said 3 words to them the entire 6 months I worked. 6 months, 7 months I worked there. So what I did was I cleaned the locker room. I shampooed the carpet, steam cleaned the floor, sprayed down the locker. Like, you were a janitor. 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is after a Flames loss, me and the guy that got me the job, we're working. We're cleaning up the benches area. We're going through the visitor locker room. We're cleaning that out. We're making it ready for the next game. We knock on the door to the Flames dressing room, because you have to knock on the dressing rooms because you're not allowed to just walk in. Lights are off. And when you walk in the dressing rooms, they're automatic timed. So you walk in, the lights flick on and lights up everything, lights up the big C that was hanging above the locker room, what have yous. We walk in thinking there's nobody there. There's Mika Kiprusoff, still full regala, full gear, helmet sitting beside him, glove on, blocker on, pants on, jersey on, pads on, skates on. The only thing that he had off was his helmet sitting beside him. He was talking to himself in Finnish. And this is like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's gone home. And he's talking to himself. And we're just, my buddy and I are like, do we clean? Do we leave the room? Do we clean around him? Like, do we ask him to get up? Like, what do you do? So we left. We got out of the room. We walked and called somebody that's way smarter than us. We called our supervisor, and our supervisor was like, what do you mean Kiprusoff's still sitting there in his locker fully dressed? We're like, he's still sitting here in his locker fully dressed. We can't clean, and we don't speak Finnish. I know he knows English, but not heavily well. What do? He calls. Kiprusoff comes out, gets undressed. He says thank you. We say thank you. We say hi. We say bye. We do that thing. And to this day, that's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And yeah, like, that guy wore losses on his sleeve. Like, 1 in a million type of goalie. Like, that guy, like, he wins, happiest guy in the world. He loses, yeah, that's why I say goaltenders, man. They're a special type of person, those goalies are. But yeah, it didn't happen very often we had any interaction with players. Very, very few interactions with players. Like the walk-by highs and buys, but we didn't actually have full conversations with players. And you got to remember, this is like 03, 04, 05, back in the day. Yeah. Damn, Southern Ontario. Maybe he was praying. I don't take Kiprusoff as a religious type. But, man. Like, goalies are a special type of... You've got to be, though, right? To willingly put your body in front of a shot. Yeah, sure, you've got all that padding. But to put your body in front of a shot and willingly do it, they say defensemen are a different type of breed, but man, you're a goalie. You're willing to put your body through it. As a goalie myself, man, it's fun. Oh. No, it's like, I love talking to old people about stories about hockey. Like, to this day, I still have conversations with the older gentlemen that I conjurate with, talking about the great Maple Leaf teams. No, you're not wrong, Nick. Like, I love that. Like, as much as letting in that big goal and being disappointed and upset, like, that part is a downer. Because goalies, believe it or not, are the last line of defense. But we get all the blame for the goal and all the glory for the save. I got built-in padding. Dude, over the years, I have built some built-in padding. You're not wrong, man. And like just listening to these guys talk about the old stories of yesteryear Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs and when the Leafs were cup contenders year in, year out. Now, obviously, this is back to original 6 days because they haven't really been cup contenders for that long. You're not wrong. It's either you're the greatest goalie to ever live or you couldn't stop a beach ball or a hamburger if it got shot at you, right? Like, I remember playing a game in my men's league hockey team. And yes, there is a difference between men's league and beer league. That's why I laugh when people are like, well, beer league. I was like, no, men's league. We don't play men's league. We don't play beer league. We play men's league. There's a difference. My men's league team, I faced 52 shots one game. Like, we were very outnumbered. I think we had 7 people on our lineup. Bunch of guys didn't show up. Bunch of guys had other things to do. It was an out-of-town game. It was like an hour and a half travel to get the arena. It was cold. I played net. I faced 52 shots. I let in 5 goals. And to me, that's pretty damn good. 52, only letting in 5. I made some really good 10-bell saves. But the next day, all everybody could talk about was the one goal I let in through my 5-hole from just past the hash marks by the boards. You're not wrong, Nick. Like, there's a big difference between men's league and beer league. A big difference. But yeah, I let in one goal that absolutely I probably should have had. Went through my 5-hole, no excuse. I don't know why I preach it. I don't know why I didn't have my stick. The thing I preach is if you go butterfly, your stick is in the middle of your 5-hole that way, and it's always tilted down. Absolutely. I could have made 50 saves and let in one goal, but I wasn't going to talk. Needless to say, we lost that game like... I think we lost that game like 5-2. It was nuts. Like, it was just... The other team was taking it easy on us to the point where like they were only taking shots from either outside the circle, red line. Like if they were within 3 feet of the net, they didn't take the shot. They passed it just because it was, there was 7 people on our bench. So they felt bad. Like I don't know if I still have my goalie stick here. I do. I have a little wooden stick. But, like, I teach a little bit of goaltending when I coach. So, in your butterfly, you've got this stick here. I always teach my goalies, if you're in butterfly, just have the goalie stick tilted a little bit. So, if it hits, it's going to hit here and kind of deaden, or it's going to hit here and just kind of go in front of you. You can get it. Never have your stick tilted up like this, where if it hits, it ricochets up. Either flat, parallel, or just a bit angled in front. That's how I played butterfly. Stick in the middle of my pads, and it was just a little tilt. Not even like maybe 3 degree, 4 degree tilt. Nothing crazy.
As the Oilers and the Jets, 2 goals on 9 shots.
Oh man, like my goalie stick I have right now isn't hickory. I think it's a newer goalie stick. I've got a big hockey net over here behind the scenes that you guys can't see. Big hockey net, pads, glove, blockers, Edmonton Oilers mask. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not a big guy. Like, I'm not 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". I'm 5'9" on a good day. 5'10" on a really good day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not big. And when I played goalie, I was around 200, 210 pounds. So I wasn't big. Yeah. I still have a wood shearwood stick. Woo! McDavid doing McDavid things. No, Leon Draisaitl is not playing. He won't be back probably until next week. Thank you. Love you. He's day-to-day. Good thing is Evander Kane is also day-to-day apparently. Leon is out. That is why Hopkins is second-line center. Henrique is third-line center. Janmark is fourth-line center. I don't know if you guys saw the play, what happened to Leon Draisaitl, but I think it was dirty and probably could have been called, but that's just me being an Oiler fan. Save made by Skinner. I absolutely do. I think the addition of Kane and Frederick are going to put other teams on notice. My second favorite team, Columbus Blue Jackets. Ever since Rick Nash days. Back when they had Denis as a goalie. I've always been a fan of the Columbus Blue Jackets. I don't know why. I always liked their logo. That cannon logo they have, magnifico. Right now I'm at 17:08. 6-5 shots Oilers. 1-1 is the hockey game. Puck just went over glass, so 17:08 is the good thing. Oh, I absolutely do think Kane is going to make a big difference in this lineup. But he comes in, who goes out? That's a conversation to have. Also, Derek Ryan will be in the playoffs night one as your fourth line center. Just my opinion. I think Derek Ryan, no biggie, no big deal. Deal big. 3 seconds. It's not terrible. So if you tell me they score before I see it, I won't be mad at you. I promise. I will appreciate you for it, actually. 16.5 left to go in the third period. Sorry, second period. Connor Brown has the puck going up the left side. You're not wrong, Dan. I am looking forward to his return heavily. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. There it is. 15-19 left to go in the second period. Still 1-1 Oilers Jets. A fantastic game though for both teams. Both teams don't want to lose ground in the playoffs. Both teams are playoff teams. Both teams are fighting for division leads. Oilers with a win tonight will be first in the Pacific Division. Winnipeg, as we know, is first in the Central, first in the conference. Oh, that's awesome. There you go. Like, hey, I'm here for somebody. I love it. Connor McDavid doing Connor McDavid things. Goes around 3 Jets players. Scores! Jeffrey Skinner does it again! Ba, 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 ba.
Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna. Feel buzz like I had last week. I must stay because coffee is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they get sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a boy. Anything fine, it's all good. Let me jump in and sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of...
And they're taking a little look
I
at
don't know
some of the
him personally, but I do know of him. Yes, I know who Austin Hockey is.
Guys, for goaltender interference prior to the goal.
Goaltender.
You're going to challenge for goaltender interference?
To be honest with you, but
That's sketchy. Your own player pushed him in there, bud.
challenging it here in a 2-1 game early.
And they didn't waste much time.
You're not wrong.
Immediate challenge.
Well, let's get a look at this coach's challenge.
Let's see this
brought to you
coach's
by
challenge.
Specsavers. Quality eyewear and eye care should be affordable for all.
I think that's a
Should've
goal.
gone to Specsavers. What do you make of this one, Louis?
Even Skinner's like, that's counting.
This is a drive to the net. McDavid's behind, so everybody's coming in quickly here. And that's it right there. You can see Hyman stop, but here's the thing. He stops first, but then he's shoved, and that's key.
By Miller.
It's Miller that gives him a shove. Right there, he does get into the stick of Hellebuck first.
But fuck that. If you call that no goal, that's bullcrap.
Well, you know what? They just had a conversation about this. Gary Bettman was talking about they had a real deep dive into goaltending.
Yeah, Gary
interference.
Bettman had a deep conversation about this yesterday.
And here's Adam Lowry, great analyst, by the way. Adam Lowry and Calvin Pickard having a little conversation, and I agree with him. He does catch the stick of Hellebuck before he's pushed on the edge of the blue paint. And
What do you think?
listen, the biggest thing I took out of Gary Bettman's press conference is this. It is subjective, right? It is one of those things that every single time it's a different situation, you have to look at it like that. He did make contact with the stick coming into the blue paint, and he took that.
No, he didn't. Where'd he make contact with? No, he's not in the blue paint. Louis, you fucking idiot. He's not in the blue paint when he makes contact with Hellebuck. Hellebuck's stick is out of the blue paint. Hellebuck is going for a poke check. His stick is out of the blue paint.
But everybody's got an opinion on this, and we'll see. Judgment.
Dan O'Rourke about to take the headset off.
That's garbage, man. If you call that a no goal, every time a goalie gets touched from now on, that's a no goal.
And Louis saying again, it's contact well before the puck goes in, but it's Hyman making contact with Hellebuck's stick.
He didn't make contact with Hellebuck's stick until Hellebuck's stick went out of the crease. Where's his stick?
Now, there is
Out of the crease, out of the crease, out of the
He
crease.
comes in there, but as he's stopping, he takes the stick of Hellebuck with him. This puck goes right through the wickets where that stick would normally be.
Whatever.
That's my only argument for the Jet side of it.
A good goal.
Oh, wow.
Good goal! Power play, Oilers. Let's go, boys. Let's go. 2-1 Oilers. Power play. Let's go.
Put the puck in his own net, in my estimation.
Well, that might have had something to
Don't
do with
push
it,
your
wasn't it?
player into a goalie and that won't happen.
It should be the interaction with the player in the blue paint. And yeah, like I said, the one thing I took out of that press conference today or yesterday that he was talking about goaltender interference was it's very subjective. I saw some interference on the stick beforehand going in there. He was shoved down.
His stick was outside the blue paint, Louis.
Edmonton has been on the other side
Let's
of
go,
this
boys.
a lot of times, especially with Zach Hyman. So they will take that and they will take the power play.
2-1 Oilers.
McDavid is 27.
Sorry, guys. I get very animated about these calls. Let's make them pay for sure.
The goal tells me I may be onto something. We'll have to see.
McDavid and Nurse get the assist on Skinner's second goal of the game.
Nugent Hopkins charge in. Skinner on his
Woo! Skinner saves himself on that one.
Back against Iafallo to prevent what could have been a tap-in. Nugent Hopkins working his way in. Guided over to McDavid. Dish back. McDavid. Tried to go cross ice. Broken up by Brandon Tanev.
Woo. 1 minute left to go in the power play. 13:40 left to go in the second period. 2-1 Edmonton. Bunch of CCM sticks in there. Oh my goodness.
Years ago, that would have been whistled dead about 5 seconds before. Here's McDavid centering pass. Hyman couldn't get his stick on it. Skinner to Nugent Hopkins.
Jeff Skinner holds the zone in, gives it to Hopkins, who gives it to Bouchard, gives it to McDavid. McDavid. No Draisaitl there to pass it to, guys.
Guiding it back to Bouchard. McDavid calling for the puck. Tough pass. Nugent Hopkins did.
Fucking Hopkins, man.
Tanev leisurely up the right-hand side. Now, he didn't get it in deep, and Bouchard will try to catch the Jets.
I don't get it. I don't get this guy with his bad puck handling skills.
Nurse carries it back into the zone for Perry. Across to Arvidsson, playing his 600th NHL game tonight.
600th game for Arvidsson tonight, and there will be nothing going on the power play.
And that will do it for the Oilers power play. It's an 0 for 2.
0 for 2 for the Oilers. It's okay, just win the game, don't need power play goals.
Nary a shot on goal for Edmonton on the power play, just one in the 2 chances they've had. And now Niederreiter, fresh out of the box, centers, tipped home, and this game
Saw that
is
coming.
tied. The finish by Josh Morrissey.
Saw that coming.
Niederreiter right out of the box put it in Morrissey's wheelhouse, 2-2.
Well, 2 power plays for Edmonton in this game, and they haven't generated a whole lot with the man advantage. Obviously, Leon Draisaitl out of the lineup is a big loss, but just haven't been able to get traction in the offensive zone and find that chance they're looking for. This is a beautiful pass from Niederreiter. Puts it right on the tape of Morrissey, who recognizes a breakdown. He gets up the ice, beats everybody to that spot on the backhand side. He's got to be strong because it's a rocket coming across from Niederreiter and redirects it past Stuart Skinner to tie this game 2-2.
Just Niederreiter's second point in his last 15 games. Josh Morrissey, his 11th goal of the year. And Winnipeg, for the second time in this game, has come back to forge a stalemate.
That's a terrible take there, Barbershop. That's a terrible
Worked up
take.
the left-hand side. Some Oilers felt like it left the playing surface. Instead, it's Mark Scheifele gathering himself for Winnipeg.
But I get you.
Counter wrist shot.
You can't put that on a goalie, though. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you put that on a goalie for a 2-on-1 when the defenseman gives the puck away. No, I don't think it'll hurt us in the postseason because you don't get very many empty netters in postseason, so I don't think it matters. The lack of power play productivity will hurt the Oilers in the postseason. The lack of them not willing to adjust and not willing to do anything other than give it to McDavid or Draisaitl, that'll hurt them. I don't know how he's supposed to have that one, though. That was a perfect, okay, I don't know. I'm just going to shut up because I think that you could put any goalie in that situation, they're not making that save. He did, though. That's the thing. He read it. That was such a perfect pass with speed. Epic. You try and make that, man. You try and make that pass with speed to a guy that's not there yet. That guy, all he has to do is put his stick there. It hits his stick hard enough and goes in the goal. If the guy shot it, absolutely Skinner should have been there. The guy just let it hit his stick. He didn't push up. The puck smashed off his stick and in the net. There's no goalie in the fucking world, unless they're cheating to that side, and they get beat short side. That is not on a goalie. I don't care. That is not on the goalie. Like, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me that people think that Stuart Skinner is this fucking mind reader. Guys, okay, Stuart Skinner from now on should play far side. Watch how many short-side goals he lets in, and everybody's talking about how weak short-sided he is. Oh, Stuart Skinner can't stop short-side goals. Yeah, because he's too concerned with his fucking back door every play. You can't have it both ways. You're either getting a goalie that's beat short-side because he can't do that, or he's not cheating. He was, though.
Chance for Kyle Connor off.
I'm going to rewind it. Next commercial break, I'm going to rewind it. I'm going to watch it. He was looking at the play. That was a perfect pass.
Dylan DeMello over to Morrissey.
No goalie's making that save, not named Vezina, not named Vasilevsky.
The West best and looking to.
I'm sorry, but it's just not.
As 100-point teams, the first two in the NHL this year. Capitals won earlier.
Like, Jesus.
To hit the century
We're
mark.
talking
Down
milliseconds.
in the corner by Connor Brown. Played back down.
I don't know, man. If we're complaining about milliseconds and
He allowed
goalies,
the boot of Tanev in front. Connor Brown just could not get that stick cleanly.
man. I don't know what goalie would make that save. You show me, honestly, you show me a highlight of a goalie that makes that save. Where the player doesn't dust the puck off. Where the player doesn't even have to flick his wrist to take the shot. His stick is there, and the puck is passed so hard that it bounces off his blade and just goes in. You show me a goalie making that save, and I'll pay him $10 million.
Opening night 6-0. Most lopsided victory ever for Winnipeg against Edmonton. Save on Connor, and then a follow-up stop on Adam Lowry for Stuart Skinner. A little bit of puck watching
It
there for
is
Edmonton.
nuts how this team plays defense in front of him, and he is played for it.
Continues to funnel to the middle.
Appleton won a battle, but Lowry
We are so concerned.
against Luke Shen, who blew a wheel, was able to recover, pop back up, and now Max Jones against Sandberg. Lowry.
Man, Instagram is such a joke for bashing Stuart Skinner. Twitter and Instagram are just so toxic with toxic Oilers fans that know nothing except bashing their goalies and wonder why we don't get a $10 million number one goalie to come here.
We talked to him about it.
Those same people on Instagram that are bashing Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard game in, game out are the same dum-dums asking, well, why isn't Hollebuck coming to Edmonton? Why doesn't Vasilevsky come to Edmonton? Why doesn't Bobrovsky come to Edmonton? Why don't we get a number one goalie to play for us? Because we have dumb fans that bash them for letting in goals. No, but there's a difference there, nerd. The player dusted the puck off and had time to shoot. Okay, we're at commercial break. Where's my controller? Yes, I call them controllers, I know. The power play better wake the hell up, though. All right, so
They've had. And now Niederreiter, fresh
so Niederreiter has the puck on his forehand.
out of the box.
Yeah, Stuart Skinner was facing the shooter. Come on, though. Like, Henrique and Nurse are just...
Sanders
Yeah,
tipped.
he doesn't take a shot. The pass was so hard that that is an unbelievably hard thing to do as a goalie.
And this game is tied. Chances they've had.
Just a second here.
And now Niederreiter, fresh out of the box. Sanders tipped.
The fact that Skinner almost got there, Jesus. Well, I concede.
Socializing, dining, entertainment,
I concede.
and fun. A building like no other in a location like no other. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com.
I get it. I get where you guys are coming from. I get that Skinner needs to somehow read the play better. But man, where is the effort on the defense and the forward there?
One spring he played in the Coast to Coast Flyers
Oy.
Hockey League. The league was started in 1975, celebrates its 50th anniversary by a group of Edmonton public school teachers. Over those 5 decades, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of teachers have played in the league.
Wow.
The youngest being the age of 25, the oldest being the age of 75. Last night they had their last skate of the season, and in honor of all his work as the commissioner, Tyler Sorokin,
I don't think Skinner would have saved that.
to the game, and he must be a
I don't
smart
think
teacher
Picard would have
because
saved
with
that.
Extra ticket, he decided to take his wife Lydia. So congratulations on 50 years, and hey.
Like, I honestly don't think Picard is as flexible as he is and has Like, that is one thing I will give you. I will give you this. Skinner does not move well for somebody that's 6'9" on skates. He moves like a giraffe. Whereas Picard, who's only 6'6" on skates, his agility and his flexibility is better than Skinner. I will give everybody in the chat that. Skinner does not move well for a big guy.
McDavid pulls it back. Nemesnikov. Morrissey.
All right, like I said,
shot deflected up.
We could go at each other all game with that play. You could do that play 9 times out of 10. And that's in the back of the net every time. Doesn't matter who your goalie is. The only way your goalie gets there is if he's cheating over to the glove side. Then that player takes a shot.
Against Nemesnikov, Stuart Skinner.
Niederreiter takes that shot. It goes above the blocker. And we're saying that Skinner has a weak blocker.
He'll get a point on the scoring
It
play. We
sucks
believe it's his 27th
so
goal
much
and the third consecutive game in which he scored. And Louis, that gives
that
him
every
9
goal that goes in on Skinner is magnified in an hourglass
tying Wayne Gretzky and surpassing Jari Kurri.
and microscoped to the umpteenth degree.
Just continues to chase down records and elevate himself in the all-time
I truly feel bad for Skinner.
on a nightly basis, and now has.
I truly feel bad for Skinner. The guy has done everything for this team.
I know Dreisaitl's was 18. Obviously came to an end Thursday
And
night.
all he reads online and all he sees online is F this kid, trade this kid. He's garbage.
Whether or not they give it to him or Skinner.
Ekholm has his
Man.
shot swept into the corner by Hellebuck.
We wonder why goalies are on watch
The Oiler line. Ekholm
so much.
gave way to McDavid.
And we wonder why goalies like Robin Leonard and Jack Campbell go
Here come the
into
Jets on the counter. Ehlers shimmies his way,
places
tries to
for
set it, was picked off.
health resources, and guys like Ben Scrivens has set up
Morrissey
houses.
developed. Lead pass for Ehlers. Knocked
Man.
off the stick by Podkolzin.
I'd hate to have a job like that where every little thing is
Whips one up the middle. I don't think Tanev got a
scrutinized.
stick on it. Icing against the Jets.
I know my mental health couldn't handle it.
Tried to zing that to Tanev up
I
the
get
ice.
that's
You know,
what they
one
get
thing
paid
Adam
for.
and I
I
talked about the
understand it,
acquisitions
but
they made into their lineup. Luke Shen on the back end. Brandon
as a
Tanev
goalie
in the
myself,
forward group,
man,
obviously his second stint with the Winnipeg Jets.
that's what I tell people the most when I see them bashing goalies online. You go put the pads on. Let's see you make saves. You go play a game of shinny. Like, I'm not even asking you to go play an organized hockey game of beer league. Go on the ice and play a game of shinny and face like a 10-kilometer-an-hour shot, a 20-kilometer-an-hour shot. How many saves you making? It's ridiculous. The conversation usually ends there because they won't do it.
How do I not know anyone on this team? Yeah, 15 years in the league, 10 different teams, and he didn't know anybody, really. Not well. Got a big kick out of that.
I get what everybody's saying, though. Maybe Skinner needs to move over. Maybe he needs to stand in the middle of his net more. Absolutely. Man, what a pass. What a pass.
Yeah, first time ever two brothers have played the 1,000th game in the same year. And for Luke, he did it first, October 17th against these Edmonton Oilers.
Shots are 9-8 Winnipeg. 8:25 left in the second period. 2-2 hocky game.
Gritty, old school throwback players that play a hard
It comes to
game.
a point where you just lay there. Lay there, stat pack, pad stacked.
But there were teams that wanted
If you're going to
him.
score, you're going to elevate the puck.
Played on 9 teams, but at least I'm wanted.
That's how I would play it if I'm getting shelled and I'm getting scored on a lot. If you're going to score on me from now on, you're going to shoot it over my body.
This time unable to hold it in. Shifley, beautiful look. Kyle Connor, reach out, save. Skinner off the run.
Skinner with a huge save there on Kyle Connor.
Has scored 30 goals in a year 7 different times. Connor.
Oilers are just bleeding chances now.
Shifley to Connor in the slot. Couldn't get a shot away. Arvidsson was able to
Eek.
clear with help.
But I get you. I get what you're saying. It's just frustrating on my end, I guess.
One more time,
That a goalie, it comes back to a goalie can make 5 saves in a row that are 10 bell saves and one that is questionable.
He's had a second career almost.
By the way, don't go on Instagram, guys, unless you really like the toxicity of Oiler fans. Man, if you guys really want to see how negative a fan base can be, Instagram is the place to be. Oh, cesspool of negativity there.
This is real gut check hockey. Not much room to be had.
I mean, I was surprised when the Oilers won 7-1,
The backtracking is a
and
neutral zone. I mean, if you're
they were
not
still
getting that
negative
move,
about the
that
win.
Kyle Connor chance. That's the first kind of chance we've seen aside from the 2-on-1 out of the box that resulted in the 2-2 goal.
They still found negatives. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I guess all social media right now. And you saying that, I kind of comes to something that was talked about earlier. I don't know if you guys are on not TikTok, but Twitter. There was a question asked on Twitter. Why does Draisaitl get thrown out of every face-off that he's in? Like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Draisaitl gets thrown out a lot in the face-off dot. And this is the part where I have a public service announcement to all Oilers, current and future. Don't make jokes in the media. Leon, don't make jokes in the media.
Teams.
Next commercial break, I'll get into that. Don't make jokes in the media. You have to be serious. Every question they ask you, you have to answer seriously. Because if you say a tongue-in-cheek type of answer, some dum-dums in this fan base will take you seriously and think that's the reason why for it happening. I totally forgot he said this. That's something to do with it. But I don't know if you guys remember, or I don't know if it was early this season or last season, when I think it was Spector asked Draisaitl, why do you always get thrown out of faceoffs? And Draisaitl said, tongue-in-cheek, because I cheat. I cheat. Because I cheat. So, of course, you've got the dumb Oiler fans writing it all over Twitter and all over social media. Reason why Draisaitl gets thrown out is he gets caught cheating. Guy cheats a lot on the face-offs. You show me a face-off guy that has a better than 45%, I guarantee you he's cheating at one point or another. You show me a guy that wins every face-off he takes, he's doing that extra little bit to get the advantage. May it be leaning a little too far over, having his stick down a little bit on the left side or on the right side of the draw, having the paddle a little bigger. It's ridiculous. So yes, Draisaitl said that, and because he said that, Oiler fans are saying because he gets caught cheating. Because he gets caught cheating and then he whines about it to the referees that he's cheating. It's so stupid. It's just... Ugh. So that's my word of advice to anybody that's coming to the Oilers. Don't say anything tongue-in-cheek or even in a joking matter. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like, as a very big diehard Oiler fan, I don't like those fans. Like I said in my post-game video, yes, the Oilers won 7-1. But that's not going to be the norm. That is going to be the outlier for the rest of the season. The Oilers are going to lose a few games. Like, guys, this team isn't going to go 14-0, 13-0, 12-0. It's just not. They're going to lose a few here and there. But you're not going to see this team steamroll very many teams, and you shouldn't. This is the time of year that's playoff time. With true contending playoff teams, you're going to win 3-1, 3-2, 1-0, 2-1 games. You're not going to score 5-6 goals a game. So again, I apologize for on behalf of Oiler fans that he said that. I hate guys like that. Like, I will never understand people that say that. Don't go after people. If my beef is with you, my beef is with you. If it's with you not liking my team,
Winnipeg's lost only one game all year, and it was an overtime.
I wish, Nick. I wish this team went on a run and never lost in the playoffs.
36.
I think they're going to get 16 wins before they get 16 losses.
Winnipeg has not led tonight, though. Janmark.
But
Brown tried to sneak.
I don't think they're going to go 16-0.
And
as diehard of a fan I am, I'm not that. I'm not willing to bet the house on that.
Trying to protect. Brown got down low. Velarde trying to shake it free.
Absolutely right.
Got away with a half trip on Connor Brown as Janmark pulled it out of the fray back to center. Nurse will peel back conservatively, and why not? There's not much ground here. You want to be back with a guy like
heads up. Oh, Calvin Pickard with a glove save.
Of my partner there.
I was
Pickard
ready for
was
it.
there for you.
I told you, Pick's got my back. It was a good glove hand save right there.
That's why I could never do time travel. I could never travel back in time with the memories that I have. That's one thing that I was asked recently in a private chat. Would you do time travel? You could keep your memories that you have, but you had to go back 10 years. Yeah, you're not wrong. And I'm susceptible to that. Like, I won't lie. I am susceptible to rage. I don't like that. I think of it more as passion. And I forget about it the next day. Honestly, I do these live streams, and I forget pretty much everything I talked to. Like, when I'm in the heat of the moment angry, I forget about it. You can come back the next day and have a conversation with me. I'm not the same guy. This stream goes off, I'm a completely different attitude. The attitude towards the team doesn't change, but the attitude towards an individual does. I will never have resentment in my heart for anybody. Or anything. Unless you're the ice cream machine at McDonald's, then you and I have a hate-and-hate relationship. 2-on-1 for Winnipeg, the 5th time this game. Another 2-on-1 given up. That's one thing we didn't see the Oilers happen the entire 3-game winning streak. They weren't giving up bad giveaways like they have been tonight.
I'm surprised Appleton was able to get that through, defended really well, but he got it through. And Lowry did have a look, although a sharp angle, quick one.
Arvidsson, but Colson, his shot goes wide the other side and clattered off the boards all the way back into the Oilers zone. With
I try to be as friendly and as nice as possible. That's why I give everybody in here like 50 warnings before I ever use the ban hammer or a mute button. You're not wrong, Kimo. I'm asking myself that as well. Here's another one. Another 2-on-1. I don't know. I think our defense are playing too high. I think the defense is playing way too high.
The Winnipeg Jets, so transitional play on the wall. A nice move here by Oilers to get this up the wall quickly to Mesnikov on that chance.
11-9, yeah.
And saved by Stuart Skinner as good backtracking took
way too many 2-on-1s for my liking.
The one that Appleton put across, and Lowry had a real
shots are 12-9 for Winnipeg. 3 minutes left to go in the second period. 2-2 hockey game. If you're not entertained by this hockey game, get a pulse. Because I love these type of games. Win or lose, man, I love these type of games. They're close. The battle's there. The compete level's there. Both teams are engaged. Both teams are ragged.
Here's a backhander in tight. Sent wide by Iafallo. Jets' best goal differential in the league. Plus 77.
Plus 77 for the Winnipeg Jets for goal differential. That's huge.
They understand that if they're patient, defend well, they'll create their chances with the players they have that can score. And Edmonton has to do the same. Stay in the tension.
That's unfortunate, man. Like, that's one thing that I like. I don't show the game. I will never show the game as much as I've been told, I'll pay you to put the game. Keep your money. I don't want my channel shut down. You're not wrong, and that's exactly it. Winnipeg's best chance is on the rush. And with an Oilers defense that's susceptible to give up the rush chances.
Fish back, Stetcher in front, redirected, dangerous.
Especially with Draisaitl out.
Quick Winnipeg chance. Stetcher set up by Arvidsson.
See, that's the rebound that Stuart Skinner gave up on the first goal. Difference is there was a no Oiler there. Unfortunately, Perfetti was just standing there and got it right on his tape.
Stetcher breaks away. Charging in against Sandberg. Behind the net. And Nugent Hopkins on the puck.
Hopkins needs to step his game up a little bit. I know he's getting assists and points. He's got 6 points in 2 games. But he's got to step it up defensively. He's a two-way forward that's playing one-way hockey.
Very well got a piece of that on its way to Hellebuck. But Colson back to Kulak. Good shift for Edmonton here. Kulak in front. Nugent Hopkins sees it pitched forward by Hellebuck and finally hoisted.
1 minute left to go in the second period. 1 minute remaining in the second period.
Collected by Arvidsson as we come up.
2-2 hockey game. Shots are 12-11 for the Winnipeg Jets.
Game tied at 2.
That was a real solid shift and a shift where they hemmed in.
McDavid's hurt now. Are you effing kidding?
Spend some more time in the offensive zone.
Velarde unable to get a puck touch, so it's icing against Winnipeg and an opportunity for the Oilers at an O-zone draw with 57 seconds to go.
Nice little spin move to pick this puck up along the wall and get around Darnell Nurse. Not easy to do. And then Barron with a nice release, bringing it backhand to forehand. Doesn't miss by much. Good power move by the big centerman. Connor McDavid having a conversation with TD4s, which means it's something physical with him. Took a puck on that last sequence, so he's on the bench, which is a good sign, and it was a quick conversation.
Lead pass Connor. Shifley for Morrissey, dumps it behind the
You're not wrong,
defense.
Epic.
Ekholm protects against Velarde. Enrique on his backhand lifts it successfully to the Winnipeg line.
Wow.
Oilers have rattled off the last 5 shots on net here.
Can you imagine both McDavid and Draisaitl hurt?
Bouchard
Final stretch of the season.
Skinner, knocked away from Henry. DeMello scrambles over and Niederreiter guides it on to Lowry a second time to Appleton. Here's Morrissey. Wrist shot saved.
16 seconds left to go in the first period.
Because Lowry
2-2. Apparently McDavid took a puck, but it looked like he took a stick wrenched between his legs when he was trying to skate forward. With 2 Winnipeg Jets were on him. Both of them had their sticks between his legs. Can't call those, though. Can't call little hooks. Can't call those. Yeah. Can't call when the best player gets taken down on center ice. Puck's nowhere near him. Can't call that. Heaven forbid you do your job as a referee. Ekholm is the only one going to the box, by the way, in that scrum.
But here's the chance by Morrissey. Good activation by him. There's the first one, and then Niederreiter just keeps coming.
Niederreiter punches him first, cross-checks him, but it's Ekholm is the only one getting a penalty there.
But he got a good lick in, and that was the only.
Right. Go ahead, jump on. Go and attack everybody you want to attack.
Was more in the sternum, not in the face.
Well, I mean, everybody does that now. Everybody stops, makes a barricade around their goaltender, and tries to protect it from anybody trying to get in there.
Jets power play, a shot by Kyle Connor, swing and a miss by Shifley. 7 seconds in the period. Connor's got to hurry here. Loads and dishes, and then off the side of the net, Ehlers in front. Morrissey backdoor and chipped wide by Shifley at the horn, and boy, he'll be thinking about that. Jets will get a fresh sheet of ice and a power play for the first minute 45 to start the third.
Yeah, this is quick work on this power play. A terrific jump.
Apparently you're allowed to have 5 people just jump in and swing and throw sticks and cross checks, and the ref is going to take the biggest one in it. Blue 14, you're the biggest one standing in this pile. You're going to the box. Hey, how's it going, Stuart? NHL ref said its finest. I would be okay if that was even. I'd be okay if we were playing 5-on-5, take 2 of them. Niederreiter, Ekholm, both of you, box. Have a good sit. The fact that they only took 1 in that scrum, that's ridiculous. Well, Winnipeg will start the third period on power play, because that's what they need. Let's talk about the other town scoreboard, shall we? In overtime, Lightning Stars 2-2. Kings 2, Blackhawks 1 halfway through the third period. After 2-2, Jets Oilers. Shots are 12-12. John Morrissey tied the game up. After Skinner scored to make it 2-1, assisted by McDavid and Nurse. Perfetti tied the game up after Skinner made it 1-0. The Utah Hockey Club 2, the Sabres 1 halfway through the second period. About 4 minutes left to go in the first period. Bruins nothing, Golden Knights nothing. Puck just dropped, Hurricanes Sharks nothing. Finals, Colorado 5, Ottawa 1, Flames 5, Devils 3, Maple Leafs 4, Rangers 3, Capitals 3, Flyers 2, Panthers 1, Blue Jackets nothing. Islanders 4 in overtime against the Montreal Canadiens 4-3. The Blues beat the Canucks 4-3 in overtime. Wow, sucks to be sucky. And the Ducks beat the Predators 4-1. So what does that all mean? It means absolutely nothing. Standings will all stay the same. Sorry, Blues fans, you're in 8th place, but you've got 2 games in hand on Calgary, 1 game in hand on Vancouver. The next time Vancouver-Calgary plays, you're going back down to 10th. I'm still saying it's going to be Winnipeg, Dallas, Edmonton, Colorado, Vegas, LA, Minnesota, Vancouver. That's my final 8. Like, I would love to see Calgary and Vancouver catch Minnesota. I just don't see it. That team is way too good to fall out of the playoffs. In the East, it is as it is. Washington, Florida, Toronto, Carolina, Tampa, New Jersey, Ottawa, Montreal. What you see is what you get. That's going to be your East. So we've got Washington against Montreal, Florida against New Jersey, Toronto against Tampa, Carolina, Ottawa. No. Florida will play Ottawa. My bad. That'll be 2-7. 2-7, 3-5, 4-6. Man, that's almost a perfect bracket, 1 through 8. Not so much in the West. One's going to play... So you got Winnipeg playing Vancouver. That'll be a good first-round matchup. The 2 playing 3, Colorado playing Dallas. The 4 playing 5 if the playoffs started tomorrow. Knights, Oilers. Man. No. Instead, you've got Dallas, Colorado, Knights, Minnesota, Oilers, Kings. Congratulations, Dallas. You got 2nd place in the Western Conference. Here's your surprise. You get the Colorado Avalanche in the first round. Good luck. Oh, by the way, Vegas or Edmonton, because you were 3rd or 4th in the standings in the Western Conference, your surprise, your prize, Minnesota. I'd take that over Colorado any day of the week. Yeah, you're not wrong, Nick. It would have been nice for them to do it. Fanatics better come up with a really great Oilers jersey. I mean, I've already seen prototypes of it. Colorado won. Excuse me. Colorado was all over Ottawa all game. Like, that wasn't even close. I mean, when you've got 3 power plays in the first period, you better score on a few of them. Like, to me, that's the biggest difference to when American teams play Canadian teams. The power plays are really lopsided. But that's just me being conspiracy theorist. I'm okay with that. I don't mind wearing a tinfoil hat from time to time. Man, the Islanders and Rangers find themselves out of the playoffs. Bruins, Penguins, out of the playoffs. No chance. The Bruins and Penguins have no chance to make the playoffs. Ouch. How does that feel? Crosby, I love you so much. You're way too loyal. You could have been traded to a cup contender this year and got yourself another cup before retiring instead. You're stuck in purgatory in Pittsburgh. Oh, barbershop, that would be epic. Not to take your name there, Epic Hunter, not to take your name at all, but that would be a playoff matchup I would fly to Florida to watch. I would be first row on the glass, center ice, wearing an Oiler jersey in Florida, watching that game. Oh, that would be a hilarious. That'd be a slobber knocker. But how does that make the Boston Bruins feel that you traded Yolmark? You got rid of Yolmark to keep Swayman, and one of those two is in the playoffs, and it's not the guy you kept. You're not wrong, Nick. Like, he is... if playoffs started today, and I think that's going to be the matchup when the playoffs start, you're going to see Ottawa versus Florida. Unless Montreal can leapfrog Florida, and then it'll be Florida, Montreal. Either way, it's going to be battle Florida and a Canadian team. That's why I said, for shites and giggles, can you imagine, can you just think for half a second if bad things happened in the playoffs? Like, you have Montreal or Ottawa beating Washington in the first round. So there you have it. Now that's the Metro Division. So now the winner of that plays either Carolina, Jersey. So now they beat either Carolina. Let's just say for craps and giggles, Carolina wins that. Now you got Ottawa/Montreal going up against Carolina in the second round. Canadian team wins that. Jump over to the Atlantic. First round matchup is Toronto versus Tampa Bay. And then it's the Florida Panthers versus the other Canadian team that's not faced the Capitals. Toronto beats Tampa. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it could. Toronto beats Tampa. The Canadian team beats Florida. You're guaranteed two Canadian teams in the second round. One of those teams plays in the final. So now you've got, in a perfect world of Matt, you've got two Canadian teams in the East Coast playing each other. Move along to the West. Winnipeg's going to play a Canadian team, so no matter what, a Canadian team's in the second round. That becomes the Central Division bracket, Dallas, Colorado. We know they're going to beat the hell out of each other. They know that's going to be... That series should be a final series, a Western Conference final series. The winner of that series is not going to be healthy. Canadian team wins round 2. Now we've got a Canadian team going on in the Central bracket. In the Pacific bracket, yes, that's what I'm calling them, the brackets. Welcome to March Madness. Man, if you guys missed March Madness, good games happened today. A few upsets that I called magnifico. Any whoosies. In the Pacific bracket, you're going to have the Golden Knights or Oilers, whoever finishes first, take on Minnesota. Let's say it's Edmonton for argument's sake. Edmonton now plays the Golden Knights or LA. Edmonton goes on. You could see a Winnipeg Edmonton or an Edmonton Vancouver Western Conference final. Both teams win. Let a boy dream. Like, that would be the biggest FU to Gary Bettman. There might be, but Calgary's got to do their work, and Minnesota or LA have to fall out. I'd love to see that, Renegade. I would love to see 7 Canadian teams in the playoffs. He won't go to Colorado. He won't go to Colorado just because Nathan McKinnon. If he was going to leave Pittsburgh to go to Colorado, it would have been this year. It would have been when they traded Rantanen and had the extra cap space to take him. It didn't happen this year. I don't think it's going to happen at all. If all 4 Canadian teams are in the conference finals, as much as I would love that to happen, you're going to lose a lot of viewership. You're going to gain, and this is what I mean by TV revenue and escrow and everything else when it comes to players making money. You're going to gain 18 million views in Canada. Absolutely, you're going to gain more views in Canada. But you're going to lose close to 100 million views in America, where the TV deal is. I do think he's retiring in Pittsburgh. As much as I don't want it to happen because I want him to have that one last cup shot, he's going to do what Mario did and retire in Pittsburgh. He's loyal to the team. And I love the hell out of that for Sidney Crosby. He, much like Draisaitl, much like McDavid, they're going to be loyal to the Oilers. And I know people are skeptical when I say this, but Wayne Gretzky would have retired an Oiler had the bad things not happened. Just like we have an owner that wants to spend money, an owner that wants to make this team better. With the salary cap going up, the Oilers can be better. That's why I say Draisaitl signed a perfect deal. McDavid signed a perfect deal. Yes, it is signed. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Barbershop. Absolutely. Generational talent should stay with the team. That's why I think McDavid is going to be an Oiler for life. Draisaitl is going to be an Oiler for life. Hopkins will be an Oiler for life. Despite our humming and hoeing, pissing and moaning, Nurse and Bouchard are Oilers for life. McDavid gets hacked and slashed on every shift that doesn't get called. That's ridiculous. The funny thing is Jason Strudrick sees it and he's like, why are they not being called? Why are you not calling these penalties? Because the refs can't see everything. Oilers power play concern? Hi, I am very concerned about this power play. They are 1 for 10 in their last 4 games. I am worried about this power play moving forward. It needs a shift. It needs something. Just say that he doesn't stay in Pittsburgh? I don't think Matthews is staying in Toronto after this contract because Marner's gone at the end of the year. You're not wrong. I love Bob Stauffer. Like, that guy, when it comes to Oilers and hockey knowledge in general, that guy makes me look like an infant in the encyclopedia world. Like, I have a shirt that says, compared to Einstein, I'm an idiot, but compared to you, I'm a genius. When I talk to Stauffer and have conversation with him, I feel like he's the Einstein and I'm the idiot. Like, just so smart. If Sidney Crosby doesn't stay with Pittsburgh, what does Pittsburgh look like? They look like a rebuilding team that doesn't have anybody good on their roster. They'll get 4 first overall picks for Crosby. That's the thing. If Pittsburgh ever wanted to go, funniest Oiler fact that I know. I don't think it's a fact as much as just hilariousy. Like I don't think it's a fact just how hilarious it is, but this could not be true either. Like I'm just going off of stories I've heard. After every practice during a run of good games, a few of the Oilers would enjoy a line or two in the locker room. But I don't know if that's factual or just... I know Wayne Gretzky likes his Diet Coke and hot dogs at the intermission. He won't go anywhere without a Diet Coke. I know that thing about Wayne Gretzky. That's an interesting fact because Diet Coke is nasty. But yeah, when he played, he would have a hot dog and a Diet Coke during the intermissions. For McDavid Draisaitl, if McDavid doesn't sign with the Oilers, again, they're going to get 4 first-round draft picks for him and a player. Right? Like, back in the early guys, hockey was different back in the day. Like, I keep telling people, like, that talk to me, well, Wayne Gretzky could play in this era and McDavid couldn't play in that era. I'm like, no. Guys back then could never play in the era now because guys now, and this is what pisses me off the most about players that test positive for drugs. May it be steroids or forbidden blacklist drug. You weigh everything that goes in your body. Like this bottle of electrolytes here. They weigh every ounce of everything that goes in their body. They calculate everything that goes in their body. Bull crap that you don't know what you put in. Yep. Because Mitch Marner didn't want to go to Carolina. Yeah. Because he didn't want to go to Carolina. That's crazy, eh? Worst trade in Oilers history. Yes, Edmund, like a line of snow. Carlo Escobar type of line. Back in the 80s and 90s, the backup goalies had it on their blockers and would, during a game. Different times back then, different times. But I think McDavid goes to a American team in the East if he doesn't sign in Edmonton. Like, obviously, it's just never happening. Another penalty coming against the Oilers. 5-on-3. 5-on-3 for a minute. I'm trying to rack my brain about trades. I'll get back to you with that on Nick. Nick, that's a good question. Oh, I don't see Mitch Marner staying in Toronto. There's a lot of bad blood there, and for them to ask, to move his no trade clause so they could trade him. To me, that's final nail. Get me out of here. 50 seconds left to go on a 5-on-3. What a joke. Like, Dow, there's a reason why there was a peeler place right across the street from the Coliseum. Not too far to go. Exactly. They don't even show the penalty. That's how Bolshevik it was. Ekholm was out of the box. 55 seconds left to go in a 5-on-4. No, it wasn't called the Form. It was called Showgirls. Legitimately, I think it was called Showgirls.
The setup play for the one-timer, the quick shot handle with the glove of Skinner, and then clear out of harm's way. Just put right in the right place for him to walk into this one. And Nugent Hopkins found in the first attempt, but put it down the second. Miller wrist shot blocked again. This time by Adam Henry. Miller across Sandberg to Perfetti. The Oilers lost some momentum on their last power play, but they're about to seize momentum as they kill off the full.
They killed a full 5-on-3 for a minute and a half. Fuck's sakes. McDavid's out for the rest of the game. No McDavid, no Draisaitl.
Turning to the Winnipeg Jets, coming by way of the hard work. Louis banged it off the post, stayed with it. And the Jets do have their first lead, 3-2.
That was a grindy goal. I mean, this puck was at the net 2 times, and then it was like a swarm. The Winnipeg Jets just continued to jam away. This one off the bar, couldn't finish it off, but he has the second opportunity that he jams home. And this puck, just a little knuckle bouncing one that comes into Stuart Skinner. He can't handle it. It's the first shot that's deflected twice en route, and Tanev is right there on the doorstep to knock it away against the post and then banging his own rebound for a 3-2 lead. But twice they brought that puck to the net on that shift, and once they did, it was a swarm of players jamming away at that puck in the slot.
I don't even care, guys.
Louis celebrated twice.
I don't even care.
Banged it off the post.
Hopkins has his stick smashed out of his hands. No call.
And backhanded it home. DeMello and Fleury with the assist. And now without McDavid and Draisaitl, Edmonton must find a way back.
McDavid's out for the rest of the game. Could be day to day. Why would you put money on the Oilers? Never bet on the Oilers. Yeah, Bouchard, just watch him fucking skate around. Yeah, Nurse, just watch him go around your player. Cool.
And it was his first goal back as a Jet for his second stint. Gives his team the lead for the
Well,
first
now
time.
we're going to see what this team is made of. No McDavid, no Draisaitl, no Kane. What happened to McDavid was he was skating through center ice.
Definitely changed direction a couple of times.
Yeah. Ehlers whistles one
I can't believe it's not a call.
that climbs off the glass and redirected all the way down.
I'll answer that question after the
Chipped
first
up to
commercial break.
center. Kulak will knock it back in.
Unfucking acceptable. It's the only league in the fucking world that doesn't protect its star players.
Kulak a drive,
Only
that's
league in
held
the
by
fucking
Hellebuck.
world that doesn't protect its star players. NFL quarterback gets even a freaking finger put on him near the head. It's a flagged 15 fucking yard penalty. Star NBA player gets his little pinky hit. It's an automatic foul. Star NHL player gets slashed twice in the freaking guts. No calls. Going up the ice, late in the second period, McDavid was coming up the ice. 2 Winnipeg Jet players. One had their stick in between his legs, pitchforked him, basically not allowing McDavid to take a full stride. When he did, he got caught up. Stick got into an area, inner thigh. Let's call it inner thigh. Now he's out for the remainder of the game. Puck was nowhere near. Nowhere near. But that's hockey, right? Have 2 guys hold 1 guy up in the neutral zone.
See if you can't catch Hellebuck maybe a little slow.
That's perfectly legal.
And
I disagree with you, Eric. That was a big save by him, even to make the first one.
We talked to him this morning in the same seat. We talked to him 5 months ago, and he said,
but it's all good.
By fairly quickly, but it's been a grind.
I'm not going to hate on Stuart Skinner because he's made saves he had no business making.
Here on opening night.
He's the reason why this game isn't out of hand right now.
Kulak, a shot didn't make its way.
There's been 5 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s this game
Clear out by Samper.
that he's made
Jets
saves
in a
on.
position now where they've been so successful this year, and that's closing
We'll
out
find out after the game.
tight games.
I think it's just the rest of this game. Precautionary. Don't
Second
risk
overall
it.
in the league. That's what you do. Here's Henrique walking in, shooting just wide. Boy, he's been around it tonight. Whacked wide on the rebound by Corey Perry.
Draisaitl's not going to be back
Continues to
until
generate chances.
what day is that?
At the red line, yet to be rewarded. And in light of the 2 injuries to Edmonton's top 2 scorers,
And top 2 centermen.
Kapanen rushing
Maybe
left-hand
Dallas, possibly at
Real
Seattle.
interesting test for Edmonton here.
So either the
As the
26th
league's
or
best, yes, they're on home ice, but
27th.
significantly shorthanded.
26th or 27th is when you see Draisaitl again.
Kapanen just out of his reach. Hellebuck recognizes
I'm not
he's
even going to
gonna
try
be
and tell you when
icing
we're going to see
it.
McDavid.
Behind him to Colin Miller. And out to Tannen, who just scored the go-ahead
Yeah,
goal.
they do want to go in the playoffs healthy. That's why they weren't
First
pushing
for
so
the
hard.
Jets and 10th of the
Tell that
year
to the
for
other
Edmonton.
teams, though.
Edmonton's
They don't give a
spent
crap.
the last several years in Seattle, undrafted
This is
player
why Winnipeg will go
Robert
nowhere in
Scott.
the playoffs.
Brother Chris,
They're in
likewise,
first place in the Central,
undrafted
first place in the Western
LRIT.
Conference by a lot. And they're still pushing like they got to prove something.
Shoveled
Prove
in
it to
by
us in the playoffs when it
Edmonton,
matters.
Olsen darting to the net, and Hellebuck helped rush that to the corner. Bouchard wrist shot. That might have hit his own man, Arvidsson.
There's a reason why the Jets don't get out of round 1 ever.
Up the left wing boards, Velarde. 13 minutes to play. These 2 teams will do it again next month in Winnipeg. Steal
Bad giveaway by Bouchard.
against Bouchard.
I mean, you had to kill a 5-on-3 to start the period.
Free to Scheifele. Whipped it across.
Makes no
Morrissey.
sense.
Flash back to Scheifele. He'll take it back from Dylan DeMello.
12:40 left to go in the third period. 3-2 Winnipeg. Shots are 60 and 15 despite Winnipeg having 4 power plays and scoring on none of them.
Scheifele still. The puck behind him and a save by Hellebuck on Olsen. save.
What do you mean clutch save?
Put that in the perfect spot for the driving puck, Colson.
And Scheifele had come on and skated right by Podkolzin.
He was getting a new twig.
Yeah.
His stick had evaporated. Podkolzin recognized and went right to the net.
Ehlers a two-bouncer that gave Skinner trouble down to Mestikov. One-timer fired wide by Luke Schenn.
Yeah, that's funny, Barbershop. Who says he doesn't already?
To Jeff Skinner. Now Kulak shot off the rush.
Perfect time for him to find it right before playoffs when they brought him in. Reason why they brought him in. I keep telling people they didn't bring Arvidsson in, Skinner in, re-sign Perry for 82-game season. It's the 26 games that matter. Yes, if every series goes 7, it's 26 games. Math. I'm not very good at it, but I know that much. 11 minutes left to go in regulation. 3-2 Winnipeg on the back of a 5-on-3 power play to start the third period. I'm not even mad. Nothing to be mad at, guys. Winnipeg's #1 team in the league, and we're holding them. Can you imagine if the Oilers come back to win this game? The lore that would be. That's why I hold my judgment about Twitter and Instagram and everything else when teams lose one game here or there. Like, it's bonkers to me that some fans, hey, how's it going, Bunny? Ride that wave of one game matters, every game matters, every game's important. So yeah, we're not going to see Draisaitl until maybe the 26th, 27th. Our next game is on the 22nd against Seattle, so that's Saturday. And then we're off until Wednesday. And then we got back-to-back, and then we play the 29th against Calgary. I'm great. I am great. You can't tell me that it was a block shot, you fucking goon. It wasn't a block shot, it was a pitchfork.
The end of the period, it has not returned to
and then an illegal freaking play. But like I said, you saw in that highlight package.
For the Edmonton Oilers.
Morrissey cross-checking in his ribcage. Like, no call on it though, right? I'm glad to hear you're pretty good. Aside from injuries, the Oilers are doing pretty damn good.
That was picked off. Alabok had not secured that puck, and it was behind him. Here's Perry with Hyman. Dribbled one in front. Steer to the corner, Nurse. Plowed into. Puck forced up to Niederreiter, and he'll make certain of a clear back through center. We come up on
I guess we should see the update of this, eh? I don't think it's been updated since it's, yeah. Let's update the deserve a win meter.
On that point shot from Fleury. The direction that was ultimately followed up not once but twice by Tanev. That's the go-ahead goal on a rebound. 3-2 Winnipeg. It's first lead of the night.
10 minutes left to go in regulation. 3-2 Winnipeg. Shots are 17-19 for the Oilers, despite only having two power plays. Winnipeg having 4, and a 5-on-3 for a minute and a half.
Gave it away. Nugent Hopkins down low to Arvidsson.
Hey Paris, how's it going?
Flattened by Morrissey.
No, I know what Louis said, but where was the block shot?
Trying to disrupt.
Did you see the block shot? I saw a lot of sticks in his midsection and a cross check to his ribcage. I saw Morrissey take a cheap shot at him several times. No calls on it though, right? Because I'm Morrissey. I'm an offensive defenseman who plays dirty. And I get away with it.
But Colson having themselves a night.
Started with dogged work in the corner to keep it alive. And Colson finds himself with
icing against the Oilers.
Opportunity.
Too far with that pass.
I'm just saying, Epic, did you see the block shot that McDavid had?
There's that chance right off the face-off. This shot goes through, and then he just kind of...
I'll watch the game back after I'm done this so I can actually, like, focus on it.
And then
but I didn't see a block shot.
You can see he just kind of throws it from a sharp angle.
Thinks it's in.
Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll be okay to admit I'm wrong, but I think it was a dirty play by a dirty player that got away with it.
Instep of your skate, and that's usually a bad sign. But he got a good bounce that time. Off the draw, that was whipped off the crossbar by Perfetti. Came through,
offside,
and he drew
wow.
iron. Break for the Oilers. Stays 3-2 Winnipeg. Perfetti has scored tonight. Nemesnikov trying to power through heavy traffic. Stetcher will settle it. Kulak. Sidestepping.
Yep.
Centering. A backhander forced wide by
Well, it's a good thing we have a Kane and a Trent Friedrich coming.
Brown sandwiched by
I will
Fleury.
tell you this, Friedrich is one bad mother you know what to play against.
Had some junk on it. Stopped and went back.
That looked like you.
You're right about that, because he scores that, it's 2-0. Sorry, it's 3-0 Edmonton.
Kulak. Hyman. Caught by Luch.
Or 2-0 or whatever the score would have been. Instead it was a 1-1, because they went around right after he hit that post, they went down and scored.
Here's Hyman trying to center. Spins a second time. Couldn't get it through. Wollman driving to his right. Cut off. Got it down low for Henry. Centering past Perry. Batted down by Sandberg. Curled up to Tana. And he'll send a spinner through the neutral zone.
Good for them.
Grabbed by Nurse.
They shouldn't have given Vancouver the point. Yeah, he's definitely going to be back in that Vegas game. They're hoping April 1st. April 1st or what was it that it's either going to be the 1st against Vegas or the 3rd against San Jose. But that road trip on the West Coast is when we're going to see Friedrich. I'm excited for it. 100%. 7 minutes left to go in regulation. 3-2 Winnipeg. No McDavid, no Draisaitl, and this team is...
Looks up ice. Got it as far as
we'll see.
Chipped away from Jeff Skinner. Appleton shielded from the puck by Max Jones. Brief bobble by Ekholm. Got it ahead for Arvidsson. Little spin move on Colin Miller. Needs some help. Put it into the high slot. Nugent Hopkins. Shiflett.
That's a hold. Free hand comes off the puck stick and he holds him and no call. That's a blatant cold all day, every day, twice on Sundays there, ref.
Aiden Fleury couldn't get it out. Stetcher reversed it back for Nugent Hopkins. And Shifley was able to nudge it back to the red. Kulak up to Podkolzin. Out of the reach of Troy Stetcher. This is going to be icing
against the Oilers. I'm not too upset there, Joe. I don't. This game was going to be a tough win, even with a healthy Draisaitl and McDavid. No Draisaitl, no McDavid. Hang on to your life, and hopefully you don't lose by more than 2.
They scored 3 or more goals in the league, only second to the Los Angeles Kings all season long. So pretty incredible record for Winnipeg once again. Once they get goal total
good
up,
record regular season. What's your playoff record look like?
Him, and he's had a fantastic season. So once they have the run support, they can close things out. Edmonton with a good push here, though, Jack.
And
Skinner just got ran over. Where's the call, ref? Where's the call? Starting goalie Stuart Skinner just got fucking bowled over. Completely fucking bowled over. No call because we're the Edmonton fucking Oilers. You are a joke.
Heavy traffic down there. If If you flip that, the Oilers are 29-1-1 when they give up 2 or less, but 11-23-3 when they don't. And Winnipeg has gotten to 3. Steal by Adam Henrique. He's been around it all night. Wallman.
I don't know, guys. 3! Fuck you, Hollenbach! Hyman gets a goal! Fuck what you guys are saying in the announce booth. Might as well turn on freaking Sports TSN.
Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week. I must stay because all the cheap like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they get sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a boy. Anything it's all good. Let me jump in and turn it in the trunk.
I'm sorry, but fuck these guys, man. This announce crew is just garbage talking about how bad the Oilers are when giving up 3 and not scoring 3. Just, we need to find better announcers that are pro Edmonton. Henrique, Skinner, hell of a game. Janmark. Oh, Connor Brown looking. This team might actually play. Oh, another power play coming up for Winnipeg. Another power play for Winnipeg. They collide with each other at center ice.
He's getting a little attention here. You went down hard. I don't know how he.
Namachoff, yeah. Cry about it. Cry about it. Tell the ref. Tell the ref, buddy.
Tied this game 3-3 in the third.
If they call that a penalty, that'll be something. They collided at the middle of the ice. No, they didn't call the play dead. I agree. Put Bob Stauffer and Cam Moon in. Like, I'm just sick and tired of hearing Louis DeBrusque and Jack Michaels all the time talk about opposing teams like they're the home team. I get it. Sportsnet is a national broadcasting company, and you have to show a little bit of non-biases. Go tell that to the guys that do the Flames broadcast. Go watch a Vancouver Canuck Sportsnet Pacific broadcast. You tell me how many times John Short and John Shannon, when Vancouver's down by 3 goals, are still talking about how great Vancouver is. The Oilers are the only broadcast team that talks so much about the other team. It's almost like we can't talk about the Oilers being a good team. We can't keep talking about how great the Oilers are. Like, I swear, it's so strange. It's almost like we're being punished for having really good players on our team. I love Kevin Quinn. I miss Kevin Quinn, man. I miss Kevin Quinn so much. But that's how I feel as being an Oilers fan watching Sportsnet. It's like we're being punished for having 2 superstars on our team. And Skinner's gone. Skinner's gone. Calvin Pickard's in net. Gotta love it. Velarde knew exactly what he was doing. That's a kneecap. No Skinner, no McDavid, no Draisaitl.
They did have a discussion.
Let's go.
He was not too happy walking down the tunnel.
Now you have the option to take warm-up, Louis. At times,
what
we've seen
a
the Oilers
joke.
Pass on this potential benefit.
I don't even care who the referees are. It's dumbass 1, dumbass 2 for all I'm concerned.
Calvin Pickard. This is still a rule where you can warm up your goalie.
I think it's smart. I think it's smart right now. Buy a little time, settle things down. You just
Jack Michaels used to be a homer, but yeah, you're right. I think he's trying to go for the Toronto job.
With the exception of one that he was pulled, but the whole team wasn't very good in that one. but he's allowed 3 goals against in the last 3 wins that he's had. But I don't think Stuart Skinner wanted to leave. From the reaction and the way he was looking, getting on the bench, he wanted to stay in, but it's not up to him.
Wondering about Ozempic? Just ask your doctor.
Yep, gone for the rest of the game.
So now you're down McDavid, Draisaitl, Skinner.
Hey, Dal, hey, I love your way of thinking. I love that way of thinking. And yes, normally I would agree. Elbows up for sure. You put one of ours in the hospital, we put one of you guys in the ground. I agree with that. That's my mentality. That's you go after my family, I go after you, your family, your friends. My personal life and the motto I live by, you take an eye, I will take the whole damn thing. No, we're not playing with our playoff roster at all. Not even close to our full playoff roster. That's what I love about this team. Is we don't even have close to what our playoff roster is looking like. We've got 6 guys out there that aren't playing right now that will be night 1 playoff roster guys. Falling apart. Who's falling apart?
This Oilers team right
Nobody's
now,
falling
top
apart.
Players in the dressing room. Your starter in the dressing room, Calvin Pickard, has taken over.
We're not the Toronto Maple Leafs. We don't fold in the playoffs.
They continue to battle and now have a tie game on that Zach Hyman goal.
This is the time to see what your team is made of without your guys. You're missing your starting goalie for all intents and purposes. Stuart Skinner, starting goalie. Your number 1 player in the world and number 2 player in the world. May it be McDavid 1, Draisaitl 2, or Draisaitl 1, McDavid 2.
Set up by Darnell Nurse. Lead pass to Taylor.
That's exactly how I teach my boys. If you're in a battle, forget where the puck is. Take the body.
Officially credited with 13
And if a guy is out there dangling, don't care about what his stick does. Look at his chest. Look at his chest. He doesn't go anywhere without his chest going there first.
Louis, you're still intact, right? And Mark, lead pass. That's going to be an icing call whistled against.
Hey, Lubo, how's it going, my friend? You're missing the... We're going to call this one the ER game. That's definitely going to be what this is. The emergency room hospital extravaganza. Hard work beats skill every time. Just keep the hard work going. I agree with that. I will tell you 9 times out of 10, hard work will outbeat the skill if the skill doesn't match the hard work. Unfortunately, Winnipeg has a lot of hard-working players on the team. Ottawa, Montreal, playoff teams. Toronto, a playoff team. Edmonton, Vancouver, playoff teams. What is this world of 2025?
Nugent Hopkins.
Eric, you're awesome, dude. Never change. Never change. They are playing with Connor. They have a Connor on their team. Connor Hellebuck. They have a Connors on their team. They got a lot of Connors. Don't tell Winnipeg Jet fans. They think that Kyle Connor is Connor McDavid. And they think that Mark Scheifele is Leon Draisaitl. Now, Hellebuck is definitely better than a Stuart Skinner. I will tell you that 1,000 times out of 1,000. Connor Hellebuck is way better than a Stuart Skinner. But, dude, that is awesome. I needed that laugh because it was getting pretty tense down here in my basement. But yeah, no, that's awesome, kid. That's Don't tell Utah they're playing without those players. They're also playing without those players. So what's up with that? Oh, frick. Reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast. Good old Maurice. Crazy old Maurice. Always good for a laugh. Such a great movie from my childhood cartoon days. Now that I have girls, I can honestly say I've probably watched more cartoon Disney princess movies than I care to admit. I can quote probably every Disney movie from start to finish just because the girls we have. Moana, watched it probably a million times. Beauty and the Beast, 1,000,001. Lion King, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Mary Poppins. Oh, I can quote that for days. Ugh. I have a playlist when we drive, and there's 2 songs my daughter likes to listen to on the playlist. Lily Lie. That's what Anna calls it, Lily Lie. Daddy, I want to hear the Lily Lie song. Do you guys know what the Lily Lie song is?
Calvin Pickard in between the pipes.
And that's there to protect the players, Louis. It should be noted.
It is, absolutely.
Here's Oilers.
Absolutely, concussion protocol. I'm not mad at it. Like, concussion protocol is there for a reason. Thank you, spotters, for doing your job. You did your job, the refs didn't do.
Hyman, checked by Morrissey. So for the second straight game between the Oilers and the Jets, Stuart Skinner doesn't look like he's going to complete this game. We'll see what happens in a potential overtime situation should it get that.
Like, honestly,
these are the 2 best teams in the league in overtime, and now we've got interference coming against Corey Perry. Oilers went down in a heap.
And Corey Perry not too happy with.
They just gave the Oilers a penalty for Oilers diving. Oilers embellished, and the Oilers are taking a penalty. 2.5 minutes left to go in the third period. Jets are on their 5th power play. Oilers holds on to Corey Perry's stick and then flops like a fucking fish out of water. You flopping whole Flopsville. But Perry shouldn't be putting his stick there. Like, that's just stupid by Corey Perry. But, man, if I flop like that, man, get me out of water. Put me back in there. Put me back in water, man.
Out there with Henrique.
Jesus, fuck.
Henrique's played one of his best.
To be honest, though, Corey Perry knows better. You're a veteran. Don't put your stick there. I know you're trying to start a fight, but Oilers isn't going to fight anybody. He couldn't even fight his own shadow.
Has already erased a 2-man advantage for a full minute in this game. Morrissey. Shifley.
Yeah, you're welcome is definitely on the playlist. And now Moana 2 has come out because he's not 29 Draisaitl from the Oilers.
And do we have the net dislodged?
29 Draisaitl gets an embellishment call, not that one.
Yeah,
and the bench was trying to get the attention of the bench, of the referee. Sorry, the bench was bent.
Holy fuck, these refs are so bad. I don't know if you guys have seen Moana 2, but I've seen it 20 times. It just came on Disney Plus last week, and I've already watched it 20 times. Oh, yeah. Bluey episodes? Oh, I can quote those for days. Greatest TV show of this generation, Bluey. Hell yeah. I think it's made more for adults than it is the kids. I feel bad for Bandit. That guy puts up with a lot of shit. A lot more shit than I'll ever put up with. I will never play half the games that guy plays. Dad of the year, dad of the millennia, that guy. Oh.
Building speed as he advances to center, kicks it back for Shifley. Did not handle that puck cleanly. 90 seconds to go. There's about a 30-second differential.
Although I do have a win with my daughter. She likes one of the songs I listen to. And it's by complete accident that she likes the song. I don't know if you guys have heard the song Whiskey Don't Cheat. Catchy tune. And I think that's why she likes it. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Connor Brown, Adam Henry, Connor Brown. Save made by Hollebuck, but what a freaking 2-on-1 break for the Oilers. Couldn't pass it over because the players stood up and played defense perfect. 1 minute left to go in regulation. 25 seconds left to go in the Jets' 5th power play of the game.
Loading up in front, backdoor play.
Down the ice it goes. We got ourselves on, might be, could be, possibly be OT. 9 seconds left to go in the power play. 7 seconds left to go in the power play. Call another penalty there, ref. I dare you.
5 seconds to go. Perfetti to Niederreiter. Shovel toward the net wide of Calvin Pickard. Just one shot for the Jets on the power play.
Penalty kill. 20 seconds left to go in the 3rd period. Here come the Oilers. Perry. Corey Perry gets a 2-hand slash on the inner hand. No call by the referee.
What an effort by Edmonton. Perfetti throws one. Pickard guides it to the
Day-to-day, Joe.
Ekholm is there, wrapped up with Niederreiter.
I'm going to be optimistic and say day-to-day. Overtime! We took the Winnipeg Jets to fucking overtime without our best 2 players for the third period. I'm not going to say it was the best 2 players for the whole game. That would be insensitive. But they had a lead. Guys. Connor Hellebuyck, arguably the best 1-2 goalie in the fucking world, had a 3-2 lead with 10 minutes left to go in the 3rd period and blew it. Gesundheit. Had that been the Oilers, we would have been up in arms, pissed off about it. Isn't it great to be the backup goalie in Winnipeg, get paid, like what? He's got to be getting paid easily $2 million a year to play one game every 3 months. One game every 2-3 months. Okay, Connery.
I mean, that's just my gut right now. Is
your turn, Connery.
There, he's settled in. He's made a few saves. There's been some traffic in front of him. Some players.
Yeah, get Picard. Keep Picard in.
So it's safe to say that he's in there now, and I think the goalie a record and in overtime. It happens fast. It's open. My gut is he's going to stay between the pipes now. I don't know if there's enough time.
Are you just saying that because of his playmaking skills that he displayed?
Can you imagine the Oilers win this game in overtime?
Passing the puck.
I don't know what the other town scores are, but
he gets pulled out of the game. Now he's in that dressing room mad because he didn't want to come out of the game. And then he's got to kind of get himself recharged up. I mean, these guys work in tandem. Pickard goes in there in a tough situation. He made some key saves at the end there, in tight. And now he's going to ride its course, I believe. Could be wrong, but that's what I would do.
Louis, I don't disagree. It's absolutely a valid point. Jets just won in overtime on a goal by Sandberg against Seattle. And that was on Sunday night. Off the draw, Nugent Hopkins and Hyman out there with, of course, no McDavid and Draisaitl. Joined by Evan Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins trying to take Ehlers to the hole, was bumped off his stick, and here come the Jets. Ehlers taken down. This time, no penalty. Nugent Hopkins has Hyman one-timer. Save Hellebuyck. Dropped his stick. Lowry able to come up with a rebound.
What the heck?
They weren't going to give Ehlers that call twice.
Yeah, Ehlers just dove again.
What a chance. And what a save by Hellebuyck here on Hyman. He gets a good shot away here in the one time.
Ehlers just dove, blatantly dove again, trying to get another call, and the ref was like, we fell for it the first time. We're not falling for it again. You know the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Ehlers, you're a piece of shit.
Flipped wide by Arvidsson. Oilers have won.
And Hoosies. Yes, McDavid had a maintenance day yesterday. Yesterday was an optional skate for the Oilers. He didn't skate. Neither did like 4 or 5 Oiler players, maybe even more than that.
Here's Arvidsson.
Draisaitl,
on to Wallman.
Hopkins, Hyman.
Wallman, Arvidsson swung back to Nurse. He's had some OT heroics, but a miscommunication with Wallman leads to a steal by Morrissey.
He is European.
Bouchard as Morrissey hits the line. Scheifele. Kyle Connor. Reshot score.
Of course, Winnipeg wins in overtime.
Win it 4-3 in overtime.
Of course.
On Kyle Connor's 37th of the year.
What are you fucking celebrating? Your team's a garbage fucking team. What a fucking garbage team by a garbage coach and a garbage
Tonight's play of the
player.
game brought to you by Rogers, proud partner and fan of the NHL. Kyle Connor.
Oilers, you're a fucking joke. Ugh. Anyways, guys, stick around. I'm gonna do something. What a fucking joke. Goes off Darnell Nurse's skate, sorry. Goes off Darnell Nurse's body. Good block, Darnell. I'll be right back. What's good, ladies and gentlemen and ladies? Yes, me in full force. Now, if you guys tuned in to the beginning of the game, I said I'd do a shot for a friend who lost her dad 5 years ago. This is the 5th year death anniversary. I don't know how else to call it. Well, got my little Oilers shot glass. Got my Oilers vodka. A point is a point, missing the top 2 players. That's something to be proud of. To you and the loved ones we lost, salut. Wow. Hey, it's okay, guys. Losing an OT is okay. Considering lots of people before this game started had the Oilers losing, and losing by a lot. Oilers lose, not the end of the world. Right? Not the end of the world. Could have been better. Could have been a lot worse, too. So, no, I'm not mad at all. Like there's honestly nothing to be mad at. Just like this team, like honestly, when McDavid went down and not having Draisaitl, this team could have folded like a cheap suit, right? So remember I told you guys February 26th, I made a list of the upcoming games all the way to Winnipeg. And I had this game as an L. I will take the overtime win, the overtime loss. 4-3. A 4-3 lot. Or a loss in OT. So the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, the Oilers are 5-2-1 in their last 8 games. 5-2-1. Yeah, that points hasn't been updated since early January. I'll get on that. Again, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. My name is Matt for OilersFanReaction. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Next up, it doesn't get any easier for the Oilers. We have the Seattle Kraken on the 22nd, so on Saturday, Seattle's in town. And then we're off for 4 days. Then we have Dallas. And then we travel to Seattle on the 27th. 3 winnable games coming up. Seattle, Dallas. hey, man, I don't mind. I don't mind that LA won and Vegas is winning. That doesn't affect anything. Let them win. What matters is when we play Vegas, April 1st, we beat Vegas. We play LA, I think we play LA April 4th or 5th. Yes, April 5th. We beat them. That's 4 points. And then we play LA again. April 14th. Win that. That's 6 points. I'm not mad. I understand where you come from, Joe. I get it. But hey, can't win them all. I'll see you guys on Saturday, 8 o'clock start. Second game of the back-to-back hockey night in Canada. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you on Saturday night. Deuces. Thank you all for being here. You make this so enjoyable. Till next time, have fun.